puffing up, grabbing on, taking toes to the great beyond. Sacrifice, holy grail, Shangri-La, biting to the nail, saying I got a thing for you. What can I do? Yeah, I got a thing for you. I light up like a sparkler, feel it getting warmer. Hear the snake charmer. It's irresistible. Ooh, I feel alive. Ooh, just one more moment. Ooh, it's irresistible.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you all here on an off night, Monday evening, and I hope all of you are enjoying your night so far. Let's jump into the chat and see who we have with us. So it's going to be a really good show tonight, we hope. Wiggle is here. He's advertising something called the Wiggle Jiggle Show. Is real and coming at live at 10:31 p.m. Eastern. Sounds like porn, so I'd be careful with that. Robert Shepard says, "Hail Wiggle." Yes, hail Wiggle, indeed. Hail F off, well read. Well, we don't know about that. Don't go hailing that guy. And hail Sunshine and hail JDA. He's going to be joining us tonight. James Hayes says, "Hello, well read, Sunshine, JDA, and everyone hanging around chat. I hope that you're doing good and feeling well tonight. And if you're not, then know that tomorrow is only a few hours away." Well, that's very optimistic. And hopefully this show will get you there to those few hours with a nice restful snooze. Velnet is speechless. Can't wait for the monotone to begin. JDA is practicing his alphabet. There's a V. I think there's a T. Okay, somebody's got to spin the wheel. I'm going to buy a consonant. There's an R. I don't know what this spells yet. K. D. Oh. This is very hard. I think we're going to give up. If this was Hangman, I think I'd already lose. There's another R. Oh, well. Wilberforce Wooster says that is a lot of letters. Yeah, I agree. Lasmat is here. He says, subscribe to Well Read's playlist. Yes, please do so. And absolutely subscribe to Lasmat's channel. There's a lot of great content. And it's a lot of fun to watch. The dude is here. He says, play Freebird, man. I don't think I have that queued up, but maybe next time. And Black Mercury is here. He says, good evening, my great friend, Well Read. Well, good evening, and thank you for joining the chat. We also have Julia Goodwin. Love the music. What was it? It was a little indie band. I'll have to bring up the name because we've been using it for quite some time. But yeah, it's a pretty nice selection. We usually play different songs in the intro, and that one we've had in rotation for maybe a month. Quickly, I can tell you the name of the band is Snake Charmer by Saint Motel. So there you are, Julia. I hope you enjoy that. We also have Wiggle Wiggle. Thank you for being here. How could a Lasmat? Yes, indeed. How could he? And Wilberforce Wooster is, of course, helping out as always. So thank you very much for that. So with those introductions, we now know who's joining us in the chat. Let's bring on tonight's reviewers. We have Sunshine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the Brer Rabbit.
Yes, I am the Brer Rabbit.
Mm.
Please don't throw me in the briar patch, Victoria. Please don't throw me in the briar patch.
Will you be going after any tar babies tonight, Brer Rabbit?
I've already taken down those. Yeah, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they get all sticky. So
I know. They got very sticky today, let me tell you.
Well, speaking of sticky, we also have another guest joining us here today. Please welcome Lolo Howlett,
hey,
Ginger
boys.
Slayer.
Yeah, it's just a little name, pet name Gene has for me. Lolo.
Oh, hey, Wolverine.
You can call me Logan if you want.
How you doing?
It's fine. John, how are you?
I'm great.
Been a while.
It has been a while since we rock and rolled.
I like hanging out with John because he makes me feel tall.
Hey, that's not very nice, Wolverine.
Oh, look, it's the hairy guy.
Yes.
I have
You're
a,
you, the cat.
I have a question in DM for you, Well Read.
Okay.
It's from my friend Queenie. She wants to know why you think she's recording you.
In DM, you have a question. What is
Yeah,
that mean?
she asked me. She said, "Ask Well Read. Figure out why he thinks I'm recording him." So I'm just asking
Whoa, I
directly.
thought Gene and Scott had drama.
I know.
Yeah, I'm happy to address that after.
Now
the
she
review.
says, "You stupid fucking whore! I swear to God, you fucking cunt."
Is she
That's to
talking to
me.
you, John, or is
Yeah,
she
she's
talking
talking.
to
That's to me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about drama after the review.
Oh, sorry, Queenie. After the review, then. So yes.
I try to keep things on the up and up.
I'm
for the
sorry.
beginning.
I got a DM and I had the question.
No worries.
I just say whatever comes to my mind at the time. I'm dangerous like that, like Wolverine.
Very spontaneous. That's why he slayed all the gingers, I think.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what a little thing I like to make Gene call me sometimes, in the evenings when Scott's out.
Usually we jump into the comments from the previous streams and we see how people are complaining about the reviews that we do. We get a lot of complaints, so we'd like to stay on top of those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's a lot to complain about. Is this about the Piper stream?
Scott gets a lot of complaints too. In bed.
Are you usually there for those complaints, Logan?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
I give Gene what Scott could never give her. An orgasm.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment.
You're right.
So-
You're right. She's got a lot of, she's very frigid before I showed up.
So there were only 3 comments. Actually, people seem to be
Is that a
pretty
lot?
much okay. Well, yeah, right. This is a deluge of comments for us. Wise Guy says that we exactly cut it at 2 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds. So
Wow,
thank you.
good job.
Yeah, that was all planned.
That's like beast level shit. Good job.
Piper is a great ambassador for the Peregrine brand, so thank you. And Well Read Barely Talking.
Peregrine brand, I think, needs an editor.
Yeah, I think the opening, she said that they had to cut a lot of pages, so they shoved a lot of intro into the first few pages.
Okay,
that would have,
makes sense.
yeah, that would have otherwise had way more room to breathe and not be so condensed. And Well Read Barely Talking made the stream much better, so we'll definitely heart and thumbs up that comment. All right, so taking care of logistics before getting started. Today we're going to be talking about the first 3 chapters of House of X and Powers of X. Wow.
That looks
Very
nice.
Yeah. And it's frozen for some reason.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, look at John. He's got it all. He's like the big nerd.
Yeah, and he's muted too. So
Story
you know
of my
he's a
life
nerd.
right here, boys. I never read it.
I'm sorry. I took the dust jacket off because I've been reading it, but there's a nice, pretty dust jacket with it also.
What do they charge
But
you for
I
that?
actually, the reason I bought this storyline at all was because it had this pretty hardcover, and it was slick. It's got a lot of extras in it. I don't know if they're in. You have to tell me. I'll kind of show you. I don't know if they're part of just this graphic novel presentation, but is this actually in the comic itself? Like, do you guys
Yes.
have this? Okay.
Yes.
So you do.
Mhm.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, this is cool. Little cool
Yeah,
graphic. Yeah, so I checked this out and I kind of flipped through it and I was like, wow, I got to get this. So I don't usually read a lot of modern comics, and this is the deluxe hardcover edition of this storyline. It's a pretty robust and excellent. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought the floppies, but I think if you haven't, getting a whole bound copy of all of them is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I got the digital, which is my preferred way of reading comics because I have the guided view. So been enjoying it quite a bit. So I think the way to start this off is to mention that this series is unique because it's a reintroduction to the X-Men, but it doesn't actually star the X-Men. Sunshine, do you want to give us a little bit of background on what this Hickman run entails and why people were so taken aback with his approach towards the X-Men?
I don't know what you mean it doesn't star the X-Men. They're X-Men all over this. But the premise is the X-Men kind of form an ethno state of mutants? Like all the mutants?
Oh,
Like,
you guys
there's-
brought me on here just because this is the ethno state of mutants, huh? That's what happened.
John's the
I
creator
knew
of
it.
the ethnoverse.
This was a setup.
So if you look at this is Professor X, but I mean the first glance you think this is the Maker or something, and that's an evil face on the bottom there. That's not a Professor X face. So almost
Yeah.
immediately things seem wrong and odd and off.
I'm not a
And-
big X-Men reader, and I had not read anything since I think Grant Morrison's X-Men. I read a little bit of that back in the day. And I was like, when I watched this, I'm like, I missed a lot. Like, did whatever came before this, I guess my question is, as a reader who just opened it up and I saw this and I'm like, that's weird. And like you said, I would not have known this was Professor X until they told me it was Professor X, right?
Yep.
'Cause I'm
I
like,
mean,
whoa.
the line is
Yeah.
supposed to give it away to me, my X-Men. That's, Professor X line. But
Right. That's where I figured it out, obviously. Right. Yeah. But it's weird. And was there any background before this that like they got to this state, or was this just out of the blue and he just started it here because Hickman just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do?
Well, it's out of the blue, but X-Men was on hiatus for both story and probably because of ownership reasons. They didn't want to have comics when the movies were owned by Fox, which wasn't owned by Disney at the time. I think
Gotcha.
that's part of it. And from what I recall, the last thing that happened is Scarlet Witch killed almost all the mutants.
That was like 10 years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and they really
Yeah.
haven't done X-Men since then. There was
Okay.
some Rob Liefeld stuff, but other than that, they were kind of gone.
Well, they had several reboots, and I think all of them were so awful that they died on
Yeah.
the vine.
I know our good friend Brian Michael Bendis did one, but I didn't read it.
Yeah. I mean, I read a lot of X-Men, and this is definitely nothing like the X-Men that I'm very familiar with, like decades of stories. For me, the reason why I say it's not really starring the X-Men is because there's no real characterization here. All the characters are kind of stilted and dry. Even Wolverine, who's like he exudes personality, he's sitting down there, and you feel
You're
his
right, I do.
presence.
That's
Yeah.
true. You do.
Yeah, he felt like a stand-in.
He was just
Yeah.
there. Like they put Wolverine in there just like to. It was just like there's Wolverine over there. I mean, I think Jean Grey literally said something like that at one point.
I know.
There's
Yeah.
Wolverine over there. Is
Yeah.
he the hairy one or something? It was something like that, and like that was it.
Yeah,
Should have just told me about me.
Yeah.
if you could
Julia
get to
says,
that picture,
Julia says House of M is where Marvel started going downhill.
which I think is the Genova arc. Like I know just like the structure of what X-Men was going through. I think that's where that was.
I mean, I wasn't really reading that. I was reading the Avengers and stuff back then, but I agree with you, Julia. Yeah.
Yeah. So House of M, I think, is the one where Wanda wishes that all the mutants were dead.
Yeah,
Basically.
and I think they were on Genova to be like protecting, and then it's page 23.
I don't remember exactly when
Page-
Wolverine is. Okay. 23 for Wolverine. Yep.
Yeah, so if you look at these faces, like Jean's smiling, and then Professor X thinks something at her, and then that's like a vacant stare. It's like it's clear something
Yeah.
weird is going on. Everything about this is just unsettling.
It is. And I noticed there's a lot of panels like this where there's a person and then it cuts to somebody else and then the person kind of tilts their head a different direction. Like that seems to be something that's done, I think, on like 3 or 4 different pages.
am
And
I
I
laughing and
hate
smiling
stuff
at
like
these
that.
children?
It reminds me of Bendis storytelling, which is terrible. So
This is a ginger, Logan, so I assume you're going to slay him. Is that correct?
No, that's just a reference to the way I dick down Gene.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, here's your ginger
Hello.
slay.
See, there's her looking at Logan,
That's before I met her.
and there's Professor X mind raping her, and then there's her vacant stare.
What do you
And
mean?
this is after you met her.
oh my
Right, Logan?
gosh.
Mhm.
Little
This,
tear in the
is
eye.
her this is her
It's
tearing up the
creepy.
first time I made her.
And
You know.
Professor X does look creepy. I mean, he doesn't like he looks like this like skinny kind of gay guy who's not that old.
So
Yeah.
he looks like Professor X then.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, and like his faces, you only can see half
Mutant.
his face, but there's always something weird about his expression.
It's because he's English.
Yeah.
He just looks that way.
Velnut said House of M had a lot of great art, and
That's true.
Risey's clarifying. He says Scarlet Witch doesn't kill the mutants, just takes away their powers. Okay.
Is that what it
Well,
was? All right.
Fly,
Scarlet bitch.
she kind of killed them in this book, but maybe they retcon that.
We die in this? They didn't tell me that.
James Hayes says, "Are you guys a fan of the art?"
For this.
So, yes. So this artist, the House books are different than the Power books, but they're actually pretty similar styles, I would say. This is Pepe Larraz. I don't know anything else he's
The
done.
Powers books are a little more cartoony, and
Yeah.
it threw me off because the House book is so serious. Like when you switch to that, it's a little jarring, and it wouldn't be bad on its own, but it is jarring from the serious, very very serious tone to that. For this, I think this artist is mostly okay. There's a lot of just kind of standing there looking angry shots, I guess. There's a lot of that.
I would say the
Um,
panel layout's kind of boring. There's
Yeah.
nothing really that's like the most originality you'll get in a panel where insets on a main page. That's
Yeah, most
That's
of
the
it
most-
I've kind of seen a lot of before, and there are a lot of just like talking heads pages.
Yeah.
But when the artist gets into like the sci-fi drawings and actually the setting drawings where he draws like like the compounds and like the like greenhouse and all that, like those look pretty cool. I like that.
How do you feel being ignored throughout most of this comic, Wolverine?
I feel like shit. I feel like shit like most of the time in my life. That's why I need to be alone sometimes. To think.
And what do you do when you feel like shit?
I kill people. Mainly I kill people.
Oh, well, that's a nice hobby.
Well, it makes you feel better, you know?
Yeah, so lots of, I guess, minuses in terms of like
I like
framing.
to dance too.
I want to say hi to Wiggle Wiggle and Testify HD who are watching our stream on another stream. Hello, and welcome to the F Off Well Read show. We're reviewing House of X, Powers of X, the first 3 chapters today. Thank you.
Yes, on a comic review show, we review comics.
strange.
Uh-huh.
The pictures in this are really nice. I haven't actually read the comic because I don't really like reading, but the pictures are pretty. The colors are exceptionally good.
I will say the colorist, I think, probably save some boring panels that otherwise you might not notice, because I think he colors both of them, the Marte Garcia.
Yeah, the colors really do have like a lot of just dynamic elements to it, and that helps. I mean, there's a lot of like he does that like lens flare effect a lot.
Mhm.
You see that, and you're right. That makes it a little less boring to look at a lot of the time.
And it seems like he kind of makes the background more muted, and then the characters kind of brighter, so like you kind of get a depth perception. Like if you just look at this image here, Magneto.
It's like looking at like one of those like ultra HD cameras, like where like
Yep.
where it's a little blurrier behind them. Yeah.
Yep.
I think
James
that
Hayes
was
says-
just stolen from one of those Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
That's
Looks like the
possible.
Batcave.
James Hayes says, I actually thought the art was kind of creepy, but I like the use of colors in the first series, which left me disconcerted.
Yeah. I think it's meant to feel creepy. I mean, it's got to be, right? This is a whole
Well, yeah. I mean,
weird Inception style story, I guess, in some ways.
yeah. I mean, it puts Magneto as the ambassador for this society. You can't use Magneto and say this is happy-go-lucky.
That's a good
land.
idea, though.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
really
think
weird because
about
like when I did read X-Men for a little bit, it was actually when Magneto was reformed and a good guy and leading the X-Men. And that's when I read X-Men as a kid. So I came back to this and I was like, huh, they left him that way? But not really, I guess.
Well, I mean, Magneto is in Jerusalem, and he says, "Don't you know who you sound like?" And he's like, "Yes, I do." I mean, it's you know who they're saying Magneto sounds like.
Magneto is the Ron DeSantis of the mutant world. He is an excellent ambassador
Well,
for our people.
pretty insulting to Ron DeSantis, but
He's strong. He's unwavering. He stands up for his people. What's wrong with that? You fucking flat scan.
And he slaughters all those who are different and weaker than he is. So
They had it coming, I'm sure.
how dare they be born that way? Yeah, so there's like a lot of things to knock about this series as an X-Men comic, but it was still
Not the colors.
not the colors, but it was still extremely popular. And what I thought was interesting, so we're going to talk about 3 issues. I thought that what this did was really establish a lot of new lore for the X-Men. There was an extreme amount of world building that occurred here.
Yes.
yeah. I would say, since I'm not that attached to the X-Men, but I know enough that I could tell when people were off, that it was a shorthand of saying something's off, rather than if these were just new characters, you'd probably have to like somehow explain what they're supposed to be like, and then say, oh, look how odd they're acting.
Right. But it is also like, I mean, for 3 issues that we read, not a lot happened. I mean, there was a lot of like, this is Krakoa, this is our ambassador, this is our we're gonna have amnesty for people like Sabretooth now. This is like, it was a lot of just like telling us what's going on, and setting things up on that level. When I mean, there was a couple pages where they like almost you can tell it's Jonathan Hickman likes to do this like subverting expectations thing that a lot of modern writers do. And of course, you expect in this part for Cyclops and the Fantastic Four to have a disagreement and then have a fight with each other. And he sets it up, and he actually did very well at this, where you get to the last panel and he's like, well, I guess we're going to have a conflict then. And then he just puts his hands up in the next panel and it's like, okay, we'll just settle it later. And that was pretty funny, but it also like, there was no action. So there was like literally no action in these entire 3 issues. And that's tough. That's a tough start.
I like how tough they made Reed look in this. He doesn't look that tough in real life.
Yeah, he has a beard.
Go to
now.
the previous one, yeah. They tried to make him look like me.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Sue as well, Logan? You seem to go after all the married women.
I don't want to talk about Sue if Reed's, just in case Reed's watching.
Sue, they did that same thing where they were doing the same thing with Jean a couple pages prior, where Jean had that like one expression and then she changed her expression, just tilted her head ever so slightly. It's the same panel layout. It's next page, but she did the exact same thing again right there. Like they did it with Sue. There, next one actually. Sorry.
Okay.
There it is. So you see that like the same talkie panel where she just kind of like has her expression, and then Cyclops has his reaction, and then she kind of tilts her head and changes her expression a little bit, and that's it. Very boring. Like I hate panel. It's like, you can just do this as a panel with Cyclops and her both talking with just the word balloons and them, and just have one panel. It's like, this is a modern decompressed storytelling element, which I really want to stamp out of comics. I hate it. So
I don't even know if she's moved. I almost is
no, not really.
Go to the last page.
Yeah.
Go to the last page.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, same. Sorry, the previous page?
Yeah, previous page. Sure. Let's use big words.
Did you really need 4 panels for that, though? It's like, okay. Huh.
Guys, there they are. Look at these 2 cucks. Look at them. Look at them. Me and Namor, we fucking totally own these 2. Look at that's why they're so depressed, right? So they've never been able to get over their high school sweethearts who fooled around on them. Big time. Big time.
I do like Sabretooth. He's like, oh no, I'm in a cage.
He was in there too. They don't write about it in the comics, but he was in there too.
So pretty flat and boring, all things considered. What keeps the interest here
like
is
Sue's chest, right? Flat and boring. Look at that.
Oh, geez. Yes, very very nice Wolverine. Not in the 90s
you can call me
comics.
Lola if you want.
If you read those Wolverine,
the
the 90s,
steamy thighs of the 90s. I remember
they had
Sue's thighs.
They had the boob window.
Yeah, the boob window. The 4 was cut out, and oh my god.
Yeah,
those were great times.
Yeah,
just let us know if you need a break, Wolverine.
break.
shapes then.
I live forever. You think I need a break? Give me a break.
Oh, I thought you I need to go to the bathroom. Come back real quick.
Go to the
but-
bathroom.
These are actually very boring Fantastic Four
I have a bucket
uniforms
here
overall
under the
too.
desk. Let's go.
Yeah, but as boring as it is, this scene does establish something very key.
Yeah.
They approach Cyclops with a lot of familiarity and thinking, okay, this is the guy that we know and we're familiar with and we're jovial and informal with. But he's very kind of reserved and standoffish with them. And it's like, no, this is the new norm. And you guys are going to submit to, this this whole nation that we're trying to establish and the new conditions that we're setting forth on humanity because of our new status as superiors that the mutants seem to have adopted throughout this series. So
Scott's a big league homo superior.
Well, Cyclops says the world has told me that I was less. So like that you can understand, but then he comes
Why did he
back with
decide to wear the condom over his head for this issue? That's what I don't get.
I guess because it looks good on his head. You don't
he
wanna
got
see his
tired of
face.
he got tired of moving out of the way when you're in the room, Logan. So just figured.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Oh my gosh, Villeneuve misses Twitless. What? Villeneuve, no.
Well, Twitless will be making a reappearance eventually, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I'm offended.
Julia says she's sick of heroes fighting heroes and not villains.
Well, that's been a trope since like early Marvel days. That you'd always have the hero mistakenly fighting the other hero. Like Stan Lee would do it all the time. I just read a Spider-Man issue where like Black Widow is just like, I need to take down Spider-Man so I could see what his spider powers are to like establish myself as the Black Widow. And that was it. That was like the whole onus of the entire issue. So it's not a subversive thing always, like in terms of like a trying to tear down heroism, sort of thing. It's just kind of a classic comic trope. But here you could tell like there's like you mentioned, there's something ominous looming where there's something wrong with the X-Men and they're not acting right. Yeah. So it is going to be subversive, unfortunately.
Even him not fighting here, he's leaving like something. Oh, we're going to back anyway, so I don't need to fight you. Even his giving up is ominous.
Yeah.
So I think the big ghost in the machine that occurs in this story is the fact that they're somehow granted this island state, Krakoa, which has special flowers that grow on it.
Isn't that a drug, Krakoa? That's something the blacks are doing nowadays.
Oh, geez.
John, you know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, those are my people.
Yeah. We haven't reviewed that part of the story yet, but Krakoa basically grows these plants, and each one has unique characteristics. For humans, it can grant incredible healing that's not possible with any modern medicine. And for mutants, it gives them the ability to teleport to faraway locations and a lot of other extraordinary things. So the mutants have established themselves on this nation. They've demanded to have statehood. They meet with a bunch of ambassadors for other countries, and they say, we'll give you these plants for medicinal reasons, but you have to recognize us as a nation state and give us our sovereignty.
They were psychotropic, though. We tricked them. They were psychotropic. We got them all fucked up. It was awesome.
But what's unique here is that the mutants don't just adopt this status as a nation state with solely benevolence in mind. They have embraced what they perceive to be their superior nature or godhood relative to mankind. And that's the reason why you have Magneto so closely entwined in these stories.
Yes, he does exude so unfulfilled. She just looks so unfulfilled, doesn't she?
So, and you can see that they're a little bit more villainous here. All the ambassadors are present, and the old X-Men.
And then the ambassadors all get mind raped.
Yeah, something the old X-Men wouldn't do. So
yeah, definitely. It that's the part that, getting back to like kind of Julia's feel with this sort of stuff, that does not feel very heroic. It feels anti-heroic. And I when I read that kind of stuff, it does bother me to see heroes portrayed that way. That's kind of one of the things that I started, rebelling against the comic industry because of it. I'm just sick of it, because every hero now has his dark streak and is really, just broken inside or whatever. And it's getting tired. Like, I mean, you need to let these guys just actually do good for once.
I would say, though, this doesn't feel like the standard, the heroes have a dark side. This just feels like there's something off about everyone, and there's something we don't know that's going on.
And that's what Hickman does. I mean, even though this was a very slow 3 parts and like the action wasn't there, like you said, the characterizations were just flat all the way around. The world building and mystery of the world building, because it's not just the world building. The world building has a mystery to the world building. That's what hooks you through this story and actually makes it interesting enough to keep turning the page.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This whole style of art here. There's a painting called Empire of Light. You can look it up on Google. And it reminds me of this artwork where everything in the background is in daylight, but all the people are colored to look like they're almost at night. Check it out. Empire of Light. True story. True story.
I have a sample here. If you'd like to describe it to us, you're more than welcome, Logan. Empire of Light.
Empire of Light.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it? There it is.
Kind of a juxtaposition.
People don't think I'm very intelligent, but turns out I know a little bit here.
Juxtaposition of times of day. The street is at night and the sky is into the day.
Yeah, very interesting.
I see.
Mm-hmm. This is like my soul.
Night and day.
They did that lens flare effect on Magneto's helmet again.
There's a little light on in there for you, though. Well read. Light for you and Gene and Jubilee and Shadowcat. And the fucking awesome orgy we'd have if we were all together.
Jubilee.
With some poppers.
Yeah, Jubilee, really?
I get it, John. I get it, John. You're totally, monogamous.
Yeah. Gene,
Some of us like to party. Some of us live forever. You understand what that's like? Even if I got AIDS, John, it doesn't matter. I'd heal. It's fucking awesome to be me.
So you get to be a whore with no consequence. James Hayes says, modern Reed isn't the heroic Reed of old. He is kind of a cuck. Reed, Namor, and others.
And Hickman ruined him too, and that's what Hickman did again.
Namor ruined him.
Hickmore did the same thing. That's what Hickman did. Hickmore, yeah. But Hickman did the same sort of thing with Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys read that, but his storyline with that really had this kind of detachment to it. And Reed was doing some weird psychotic stuff trying to save the universe, but it was kind of weirdly psychotic and it backfired, and he became kind of weird. And this is a very, very similar start for the X title that he did with Fantastic Four also. So it's like he's got that one trick pony almost to him, where he's writing this big sweeping quote epic where there's got to be a reveal later of really what's going down. And, I don't know.
Let me ask you this, though. I don't really pay attention to these modern guys, John, but maybe you can answer this. Has Hickman ever done over 50 issues like Mike Baron did on the original Punisher series?
Oh, yeah. The Fantastic Four was well over that, I think.
Wow, he made it that long. That's good.
It was 2 omnibuses worth. Yeah.
He adds this additional component that's a little interesting. It's these pages that are all text to his.
Boring.
I loved this. I thought this was cool.
God.
Yeah. It's like these little dossiers. I don't know what it is.
Dossiers.
It's French. And they just they go over different elements like the flowers, as we mentioned, or mutant types. They've got them categorized at some point. And this this text right here is also in the comic. And Magneto mentions that it's keyed towards mutant psyches, so only mutants can decipher it. So it actually has actually comes up in the comic book. So it all ties in very nicely. And Hickman's very good at that. As much as I'm kind of shitting on him, he does do these little neat sort of puzzles that you put together things, and there's a lot of nice details there.
He played a lot of Myst back in the year 2000. He was a big Myst fan.
We'll get more into this when we get to the powers, but it's a solid sci-fi world that he's building here.
I also liked this this idea that he established with the Sentinel head being some kind of
imagine that Sentinel head. Yikes.
being some kind of like human refuge. Because they predicted that mutants would overtake the world in 20 years. And so they're already building their...
So this is a space station that's orbiting the sun. If you to tell people what the hell they're looking at here.
Why would you orbit the sun?
I thought the artist did a really cool job with this stuff. Like this is really where he shined, in my opinion. Like, because this, when you draw the faces and they're all standing together, and then she turns her head slightly, but has a slightly different expression for a ton of dialogue. I mean, that's really just like copying figures that he's got a just bunch of references of that they just do that with. But when you do this kind of stuff, like there are not references for the Sentinel head space station. That's creativity, and that's fun right there to me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get more. We'll get in more to this station later. It kind of just introduces it in these first few books.
Yeah, he introduces a lot of different plot threads, and there's a lot of them, and they don't really go anywhere. And you're like, "What? It's already the next plot thread. What's going on here?" And
that reminds me of
kind
the
of confusing.
Has on her ass.
I mean, I think this Orcus protocol and this hierarchy is probably what the humans are doing is some of the more interesting things in the whole kind of first series here.
Yeah, there's a lot more potential here, and especially so now, I guess going into the second issue, he establishes more plot threads, and there they start suddenly jumping through time and explaining what actually happens with Krakoa and how it falls within 30 years. So if I can just find it, I believe it starts here. Right. So here he introduces now that they're going to explore mutantdom.
And I hate the art of this page. This page sucks.
Over time.
I like the aliens, but
look at it. Look at it though. It's like it's straight on, like extreme close-ups. Like every single panel is the same. Yeah, it's very boring to look at.
Space, the final frontier.
I agree with Velvet. I'm Team Nimrod. Nimrod's like the only good person in this entire series.
Yeah, Nimrod's pretty cool.
Find them. Find all the mutants.
Pretty funny.
Velnet says, I hate Hickman because he made Doom bow, even if he was ultimately only bowing to himself.
The funny thing about this boring scene is right after this page, you get a very scene that means really nothing, but it's really well drawn, I think. The next panel here.
This is really... He really phoned this page in. I mean, it's boring.
I think it's awesome. Especially that. Look at that guy.
Thanks, Wolverine.
He's cool looking.
Would you have a threesome with that guy, Wolverine?
Yeah, and that bald chick from Guardians of the Galaxy too. They look like they go together good.
So these all represent...
key that fit her lock. You know what I mean?
These all represent different eras. This is year 1, year 10, year 100, and year 1000 for mutants evolution. And it begins with year 1, where things were a lot happier, I guess.
Yeah, look at how happy he is.
And this we get into...
Did we just switch over to...
this is where we switched artists, right?
I think we just went to Chrono Mechanics by Art Tebow.
Yeah.
So this is now...
Chrono Mechanics.
Yeah. So, I mean, this artist is a lot more cartoony. So it's kind of
Silva
a weird shift.
I don't know who he is either, but
I think things look a little stiff in this too. I mean, in general.
It's like you, John.
Yes.
It's a different facial hair.
I don't know why he makes Professor X's eyes just dots constantly as well. That's kind of weird.
Because he's a beady-eyed little Canadian.
Like that's a very cartoony thing to do. I Oh well, I don't know.
It's almost like Japanese style in terms of
Yeah.
how they sometimes just make these blank expressions that are
Right.
definitely very simple.
It kind of
And there
reminds
it
me
is.
of
Yep, there we go again.
Mobius also.
It's pretty simple, but he does do some pretty detailed work also. It's a weird juxtaposition, you know?
It's like a
Yeah,
character
'cause-
from Tintin or something.
It's a
Yeah.
doll. It's a little
Because then you
doll
get
of
Moira's
Charles.
face, and she's well detailed. So I don't know why he does this. Like that's detailed.
Because you gotta draw the ladies looking good or people won't buy the books. Right, John? You know.
That's right. Always. That's the most important part.
Oh, look, it's Asian Charles.
Yeah.
And in this, like, he basically just meets Moira. Like, nothing happens here. It's very, very slow.
Oh, is this how they met? Wow. How romantic. At a carnival. Fucking British. Is
Yeah,
this
so-
Piccadilly Square or whatever?
Yeah. Not much really to talk about it because nothing happens.
He watches the birds. Feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. He's just watching Mary Poppins at the theater.
So this one does time jumps, and it introduces this character Rasputin way off in the future. So here, X-Men are being hunted by Nimrod, which is like some advanced sentinel. And yeah, they're able to travel through time. Basically, Nightcrawler was here along with Rasputin, trying to bring mutants back to Krakoa.
Well, it's not exactly Nightcrawler. It's a Cardinal.
Yeah.
Which read all of the writing, you would know that. But yeah, it's not Nightcrawler. It's a Cardinal, and they talk about the what's his name, Mr. Sinister's breeding programs and taking genomes and mixing them together.
Why didn't he just have us take over the Savage Land? Why did he create Krakoa, which is just a really weak, like, shortening of Krakatoa? I don't understand. It's kind of lame.
Well, it was only inhabited by indigenous peoples, and they got rid of them
okay. Well, fuck them
with
then.
poison blankets.
Right, John? You know what I mean.
Yeah, so there's not any time
exactly what you
traveling
mean.
going on here, although Moira kind
It
of.
was
time
Ammon's
travels.
people.
It's just
Wiped them the fuck out.
for the reader, it's skipping time periods.
Yeah.
And it is very jarring. So you read and you're like, oh, I guess they skipped a time period, and okay, I guess we're not going to find out what happened there. We get like 5 pages of that, and then we get 5 pages of the next one, and in all of them, like, there's some crisis where mutants. It's even worse for mutants as it goes along, right? And it's kind of it. It's pretty simple as far as this portion of the story goes, but a lot of setup in that first issue, then a lot of like time jump setup in this issue where you're establishing all these different scenes, and all these different scenes have their own plot threads. And so you're running, like, if you're looking at this, we're in a couple issues at this point, and I think there's like 9-10 different plot threads going on that have started. It's ambitious. I mean, it looks like a mess in the beginning, and I mean, I've read forward, so I know it does come together later. And this is the hallmark. You either like this or you don't. If you like more straightforward storytelling, you're probably not going to enjoy this. But if you like this kind of mystery of the world building, and think that's important for comics, then you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's definitely not two big guys punching each other. It's very solidly a sci-fi story.
Yeah.
But also, the biggest character that they introduced in this issue had no personality, which I was really disappointed in.
Yeah. All the
I
characters are kind of interchangeable. You skip the time periods, and like Nimrod had kind of a personality a little bit.
Yeah, it's like he
Everybody
was
else is just
excited
the same.
to
Yeah.
put this mutant in the bath, but he's almost begging the machine lady, like, please let me do it. It's weird. He's like the only one with kind of like excitement and happiness.
All the other characters are completely unmemorable. You just automatically forget them as soon as you close the book.
Not like me.
Not like Wolverine.
That's right.
Hmm.
One of
Yeah.
us.
Except Wolverine, if your only experience was Wolverine in this book, and you hadn't seen Wolverine prior, You wouldn't remember Wolverine either. It's
No,
kind
he
of
wouldn't.
kinda
He would
an odd
just be
thing.
hairy guy. I was like the kid.
Hairy
like
guy.
him. No, go to the next
never
page.
duplicated.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there
was
you go.
gonna.
Yeah, there he is again.
He's old now.
This one or the one before it?
Before it, no.
Good. Did they get Jim Lee just to draw me?
So this is the
Bullshit.
very kind of cartoony anime. Like Nimrod's like all excited
Yeah.
and making these happy faces.
This reminds me of Jack Irons, the Still Cowboy, for some reason. The colors.
It's
The
kind of
green?
bizarre, and it is
Yeah.
a lot of flat looking at them straight on panels where there's not much action going on. Again, it's a weird way to start a series for sure.
She's got no jugs, also.
Well, you can't draw women with boobs anymore, or that would be sexist.
And what he's doing here is he's storing the mutants, archiving their minds.
Is that is that the juice from the Lazarus pit? You like make a deal with Ra's al Ghul?
That might be the wrong comic series, unless you're into Talia Ghul too, which then I totally understand.
Yeah, I'm into all chicks.
Yeah.
Even Victoria
Victoria
Seconder.
Queen Victoria,
is she
former,
DC or
former,
Image?
former monarch of the British Empire.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, she was
My
hot
time. Sure.
when she was 90.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was hot when I was 90, so I guess sure.
Yeah, and you cured yourself from AIDS, so.
I mean, no, I didn't. I never got AIDS, but if I did, I would. No problem. I'm not a homosexual, so I can't get AIDS.
So
you know what I mean, John. You and your friend Mike Miller know exactly what I mean.
There's two different kinds of AIDS. There's homosexual AIDS, and then there's black AIDS.
Exactly. I haven't gotten either yet.
What is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay. Here they're archiving.
Stay away from Bishop.
They're archiving the mutants. And this comes up in the next time jump. I was going to show actually this scene here. This is why I was kind of confused. I thought this was time travel, but you're right. Like, this is old Wolverine. This is confusing because he's aged, and so has Magneto.
John De La Rosa's Ethnoverse would be so much better than this.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like Magneto is... Wolverine is supposed to age more slowly than
Magneto
Magneto.
have all these different colored costumes. Silver, mint.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And they're all standing around still. Lots of standing around and
I like
talking.
the tree guy.
What is Groot doing in this story?
Is that Groot?
Did this come out when there was a Guardians of the Galaxy movie around? I think so. I think the second one was coming out.
Velnet has a question for Lolo.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, why is the person formerly known as Wolverine slaying gingers?
What do you mean? I've been slaying Jean for a long time, buddy.
John and Mike Miller are friends now.
What they say about redheads, right?
I've kind of always been friends with Mike Miller. I'd say we were fighting 2019, but it's been a long time since I've had any problem with Mike. So
I think Risey should be on this review. He's our X-Men aficionado. He says that's not the real Magneto.
Is that true?
Right.
That didn't. I don't think that happened in this storyline. It might have happened later.
Yeah, it might be
Hickman did like a X-Men run that came after this, and then that went into a X of Swords or some shit, and then he just makes a super long convoluted.
This is a weird group of people for me to be hanging out with. I don't really like this Hickman guy.
I'm gonna send Risey the link just in case he wants to join in.
Wait, is that Nightcrawler's tail there in the bottom left corner?
Maybe Human wants to know, did Mike steal your kumquats in 2019?
Mike might have stole my real kumquats, but he made an NFT kumquat, which is worth 80,000 million kumquats in theory. So
wow,
yeah.
As long as every computer exists or something.
As long as right, yeah. But you might be off by a couple decimal points though, but it's fine.
The ginger side must stop before we're all hiding as bald. I don't know what.
Well, I think the female ones get slayed in another way at least.
Yeah, exactly. You're missing the slaying.
Your chat's rather homo. They don't really know.
I guess not.
Incel Red.
So I would differ a little from JDA that I found these time periods interesting because how way out there they are. I actually found that more interesting than whatever House was doing. House just like seemed like, why are the X-Men evil villains now? That's all I got.
But I was sitting here like reading this going like, well, what's, I mean, for a first issue, each one of these didn't really establish why there any sort of threat that like is going to happen imminently now that the X-Men had to deal with. And since this is an X-Men title, I mean, that's a major problem for them. The protagonists really did nothing.
Yeah, the problem apparently is in 100 years, Nimrod will start killing mutants, I guess.
Right.
Well, I think this is the best, most well-drawn 2099 book since Ghost Rider 2099.
There you go.
So here it talks about total mutant population under the man-machine supremacy, and that's
Can we read this? No, I was just kidding. People don't really want to read. They like to look at the pictures.
There's a lot of these little segments in here. So
yeah.
I think that you have no idea what's going on without these, though. You pretty much need these.
Correct. You do. Yes.
Wow. That's terrible.
And that's not a good thing. If you think for a comic book, this is a comic book. Remember, the comic should give you everything you need to know visually, and the dialogue should add flair and just like let you know, give you the characterization. But since there is no characterization, all the dialogue does is explain world building, and that's why I think it kind of sucks.
I would say it'd probably be a pretty interesting opening chapters in a novel, and then you have these little pictures of things. But I really think Hickman wanted to write a novel, not a comic.
It certainly seemed like it.
And so this is the 1,000 year period, and this is where the archived. Well,
2199. When is it? What year is this?
The more I'm looking at all these panels, I mean, like if you look at this long flat panel where it's kind of a close up, if you remember the very beginning of this. Had all of the time periods and just showing a long flat panel just like that in that same sort of like zoom. So he's already done that on another page too. This artist really was kind of lazy, and the colorist did a ton of work to make this interesting.
Yeah, they should have just opened with this, but
yeah, probably true.
The Archive of Nimrod the Greater, the Mutant Library.
Nimrod the Greater, you mean?
I said Nimrod the Greater. Not Nimrod the Lesser. That was the other Nimrod at the beginning.
Yes.
And that's Nimrod there. He's now this little floating
Nimrod the Greater.
Yep. And here this, I guess, librarian is looking for the mutant soul, which there isn't enough stored apparently to save.
I've been around a long time. Mutants don't have souls.
Yeah.
We're capable of anything.
So, yeah, in terms of world building, it was really interesting. The ideas introduced, but like you said,
world building's a 10 out of 10, and then everything else fell flat.
Yeah, it didn't set a clear impetus, like a path forward or direction. It was just
inspired by Eden. Do you read that book from Alterna Comics?
Eden? No. You want to tell us about it, Logan?
That's what this really kind of reminds me of, actually, is the book Eden from Alterna Comics.
What was Eden about? Orgies?
A little blue alien fucker like this. Like, this is just Zen Intergalactic Ninja, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really read it. I just looked at the pictures, but that's what it reminded me of.
It wasn't men and women running around with leaves covering their private parts? That
No. That's no. It's a science fiction book. I think you'd really like it, well read. You seem kind of boring, so.
Seem.
Yeah, this is just all the way. Hickman just stole an independent comic book and turned it into X-Men. That's fucking great. They should do that more often. They should check out Deus Vult by John De La Rose and just make that with me.
That naked guy looks kind of familiar, Lolo.
Look at this. This is Eden.
Yeah.
See? Whoa.
That's you down there.
Yeah, the colorist saved these panels too.
Am I on LSD now, or are those colors actually like that? Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That hairstyle looks familiar.
I'm not that skinny.
So I guess moving on to the last issue, the third one. It's
Oh my gosh, we're
more-
not on the last issue. I actually read the first 4 issues, so I forget where
yeah.
where we went
This
with
is the one where it describes Moria's lives. Yes.
right.
And it's
This
more
is
world
this
building.
this is more world building, but I actually cared about this because I care about Moira, if that makes sense.
Well,
You know,
it's focused on a single character, so
that
that
helped.
helps.
Is that
That helped a
Garth
lot.
Algar right there from Wayne's World?
Sorry, where? Here on the cover.
On the cover, I think that's Garth Algar from Wayne's World.
I don't know. There's a lot of faces here. You're gonna have to be specific.
Okay, if we look at the girl on the bottom, and then on her.
Oh yeah, that does look like Garth. Yeah,
it's
you're
Garth
right.
Algar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He likes
It's Wayne's World. It's Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. It's Wayne's World. You guys remember that?
Yes.
That was an awesome movie.
Lots of orgies in it.
I don't remember any. Hey, look, there I am. Right next to the Blob. Why'd they put me next to the Blob? What the fuck?
Well, you don't discriminate.
Oh wait, I saw Jean. She's next to me, not next to Scott. Cock.
So this is probably the most interesting mutant power I've seen in a long time. Her power is reincarnation and living multiple lives and remembering each life and then trying to decide on a new approach, having learned lessons from each life that she's lived on how to solve the mutant human problem.
Yeah, that's just basically me if I gave a shit, though. Just keep making me over again.
Right. Yeah. She starts off as a young girl and follows an expected path, but it's
Why did
quickly
I just
introduced.
hear you turn a page? That was really, really uncanny. Like X-Men uncanny.
Wow, well done, Will Red. You're turning pages.
I'm making the noises with my mouth.
Whoa! You're really good at it.
Yes, maybe human. She's looking for a final solution, but when she finds it, she gets killed. So
God, look at Charles. Look how boring he looks.
Oh, let's everybody welcome our resident X-Men expert, Risey Lee. Hey, Risey.
Thank you. I would say I'm an expert, but I just
Scott
did send you a link to that green Magneto dude. Yeah, he was like one of those redone characters, but I sent you a link to see who it is. I think he's called North.
Okay, let's
so
check
is
it out.
is he one of the like gene spliced with Magneto? Or is he just looks like Magneto?
Well, it's interesting because it says here that he was actually one of Apocalypse's horsemen's Pestilence, but for some, yeah, he's got developed as part of Mr. Sinister's breeding program. He's a second generation Chimera.
Okay,
Chimera?
yes. Yeah, so he was bred essentially to be like Magneto.
Yeah, pretty much. From what I've seen, read that little bit anyway. But yeah, no, because I actually thought that when I was actually reading this for the first time, I thought it was Magneto as well. And then when I reread it, I was like, oh no, that explains why he's still alive in the fucking future and still looks old.
Velned, you're correct. She doesn't like die and then get reborn. She keeps hopping back to her own body, back in time, remembering everything that happened. So you're right. It's not exactly reincarnation. It's kind of like a Groundhog's Day of life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like she goes back, restarts, but she remembers everything. Now, which is kind of a cool concept, you know.
Sounds like every
It was
fucking
pretty cool
bitch
that
I
they
ever
finally
knew.
did something like that.
Can you imagine if Jean Grey had that power, Logan?
They all have that power. They remember everything. Just so they can bring it up on you later.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and that's why I started talking about Inception like at the beginning of it, because that's one of those like weird, quirky things that, like, you know, what reality is the real reality, and it starts going down that path because of that. And even though this has that as just a setup here, and you just kind of learn about the power in this issue, like that's what they're going with it, you know.
But more than that, you learn her motivation for each lifetime. You see why she started off like, I want to cure mutant them, to like, I need to get rid of humans because they're going to cause apocalypse. So, and although it does trick you a little bit, there's a life 6 which we know nothing about right now. Skips over whatever she did in her 6th life, which we'll later learn about.
Right.
So we learn about 10 of her life cycles, but not the 6.
This was pretty cool. This was my favorite issue of the 3 by far, just because it was interesting that you really dive into a character, and it's the first Hickman's given you a reason to care about anything for real. So
and this part where Pyro like lights that bitch up, I was like, God damn, son.
Yeah, so Destiny apparently can see the future, and because of that, she realizes what Moira's power is. And so since Moira's trying to cure mutantdom, she's like, I have to like torture you and explain to you so you don't try to ever do this again in your next life. So her solution is to explain that she's going to hunt her down if she tries to make up a cure again. And then she says, Pyro, kill her slowly so she remembers what death this way feels like.
That was one of my favorite fucking scenes in that. Well, paddles.
Yeah, so she kind of Destiny gives Moira kind of a dark motivation for what she's doing, and she says that she's going to stop her, because Moira then goes through all these lives, and like you said, she's given motivation, and you see why she starts making different choices. She ends up choosing to be with Apocalypse on one of them, and just wants to annihilate humanity. So
well, she starts with Xavier's happy future, then Xavier more dark, then Magneto, then Apocalypse. The reason she keeps doing this is because they all keep failing. So she's like, well, I got to just
she's
try
trying to like
different.
weigh out what the best options are. You know, it's actually, I like that. You know, I really enjoyed it, because I never gave a shit about Moira till this comic. I'm like, you've actually made a very boring character kind of relevant.
Moira's not Ginger, Logan, so would you ever touch her?
I agree with Risey. Yeah, she was she's never a character that held attention before, but now she does.
You realize
Yeah, she was just Banshee's
Charles works below the waist, right? They've all come to me in their time. Lonely nights in the mansion. They know I'm up late. I'm the only one up late. I mean, other than sometimes Colossus is up late too.
But overall, even this, like, even with this sort of like live stories, like this is all so decompressed. Like there's not a ton that happens. It's just like you can just explain it in, you know, Moira's living thousands of lives or whatever and going back.
Again, this would be better told in a novel, I think. There's nothing you really need to see. I mean, some of the drawings cool, like when she's like an assassin and stuff, but there's nothing you really need to see. It's more of reading things again.
This is so boring.
I mean, there's like when she's talking to Destiny, it's almost like 18 panels of just blocks.
I know. It's like, ugh.
I mean, at least this time the faces change. It's not like a slight change in the face, although Destiny, you can't really see her change. But at least Moira's face is constantly changing in that, so that's a little better.
You guys should review Penthouse or something. Forget this.
I think it was a hook, Velned. They wanted to hook you with Moira, and then this is just explaining what that hook is. Probably because it was too damn boring without hinting at it.
Well, it's interesting because actually where this issue wraps up is her back on the park bench. So it does kind of come full circle. Here she's with Apocalypse and going through the process of killing a lot of people to figure out that that's not really a good final solution.
Yeah,
and finally,
it is.
Finally, she tries something radical.
That wasn't radical? What?
She decides
Look at this. Look at this lazy panel layout again. My
Let's
God.
look at that little baby. Let's look at it. Is this 2001?
At least his eyes aren't dots here. That's the improvement on the other artist.
2010, the year we made contact. God, I'll never forget when Charles started doing this with his eyebrows. He thought he'd get him more pussy like Namor. Didn't work.
Well, Namor has hair, so
Yeah, and a working peen.
that's true. That helps.
So she decides to
This is
establish some
Stanley Kubrick
intimacy
inspired panel.
with Charles Xavier.
See, look, that baby is alive. That is not a fetus. That is a baby.
That is a baby.
That is a baby.
Yep.
I think Velnet's hinting that a Lazmat show is starting. Well read.
Oh, okay. And
Never heard of it.
last
the
night
after
episode was
show.
still going. Yeah.
The after show.
Well,
good.
and the last thing is, as far as the world building goes, they then do give you kind of an outline of Moira's lives.
But it doesn't really tell you too much more than you've just read, though.
Yeah, and it does skip the sixth one, like you said. So
Yep.
that's interesting.
So you'll see this timeline again, and then that's where it gets more interesting. Pieces are added to it.
Oh, wow, yeah. Wow, I'm really excited for that. Oh, look, at a line. Lines. Wow. Is that the pride flag? Oh, no, this is the trans flag, right?
Well, this is where you can understand it. That's why they drew the lines.
And
Timelines. Yeah. This was fun to look at.
here, I think, is the one that the story is on.
Yeah, it's year 10, or her life 10. Yeah.
Yep. So that's interesting, giving you a little foreshadowing of what's going to happen in this story. So yeah. Overall, what did you all think of the experience?
I think it was a snooze fest.
I mean,
Colors,
I'm a writer. You know, I really like the world building. I thought it was neat, and I thought, wow, I couldn't have come up with all this cool world building stuff, and I'm not that detailed myself. And then I looked at the story, and it was flat, and nothing happened, and there's no reason to care about anything happening. Issue 3 changes that a little bit, like I said with Moira. You care about Moira a little bit, but characterizations are terrible. Like, I mean, it's like a 0 out of 10 because they're almost non-existent. Plot line and action, there's just nothing going on. It's just pure setting info dump, and you've got that for 3 straight issues. So look, I mean, I know how this wraps up, and he does tie it together. I'll spoil that. I mean, obviously he's setting something up, and he does a good job of it. And I think by the end of it, when I read this the first time, I did enjoy it. But it's hard to get into. And if this was your first X-Men comic, oh my God.
No way.
That's a problem.
No.
You're toast. You would never be able to pick up this and read this and be like, yes, I am now an X-Men fan.
I mean, unless you're kind of a sadistic person, maybe you would say you're an X-Men fan. I don't know.
What about you, Risey? You're an X-Men fan. Did you enjoy this series? If you're still with us.
No.
Sunshine, would you like to give us some final thoughts?
I don't know. I liked it, but I mean, again, I've the whole series. Hard to say. Did I like it to this point? I guess so, because it was so kind of like fascinated at a car wreck. What happened to the X-Men? That pretty much keeps you going in the beginning. You have to have some knowledge that's acting the way they're supposed to. Sci-fi stuff, world building was been going in the beginning.
Risey, are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry. I just had to talk to my brother about something. What was the topic? Like, what my final thoughts on it?
Yeah, you're an X-Men fan. So how did you like this as an X-Men comic?
At first, I really enjoyed it just because it was something I'd never read and experienced with the X-Men. When I look at it as a whole, like how bad, like the miniseries, if you want to call 12 fucking issues a miniseries, I would say it's okay, but the stuff that followed got very, very fucking boring and tedious, and I just didn't give a fuck. It's one of the reasons I stopped reading the mainstream comics.
Yeah, it's. I guess since we won't cover these, like the issues the main series issues after this mini series are pretty awful. It's meandering at best, and then it just goes off the rails, and it's clearly different stories they just tacked on that just don't fit in this universe.
And then he quit and was like, "Oh, here's your mess. I'm going to Substack. Bye."
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think they deserved it, though. But they.
Yeah. I mean, CB Cebulski didn't provide any cover for him. They threw him into a writer's room with a bunch of hack, no talent egomaniacs that just wanted everything to be about, I don't know, themselves.
Micah and Liam in the room? That's cool.
Yeah, they had the blue-haired versions of Micah and Liam. And they did, I forget, there was one like a gala where the whole story was built around the fact that they walked into
I quit before that fucking thing
that was
came.
Horrible.
Yeah, there was way too much just everyone fucking hanging out and fucking like at these la-di-da fucking parties and conference fucking hangouts, and it was just like, if I want to read a fucking book with 1,000 bits of fucking dialogue, I'll read an actual fucking book. I'm not going to read some fucking goddamn hippie state X-Men featuring it. Fuck you and your Antifa ways.
You mean you'd rather read The Young Barbarians by your boy Crypto Comics?
You know what? I actually would.
Nice.
Julia says, anyone else think Marvel needs new writers? They lost a lot of them, so even the decent ones are. Donnie Cates is probably their best now. Maybe Al Ewing, although he's a weirdo idiot.
They're both weirdo idiots.
Yeah, they can write. That's like the only good thing about human beings.
Okay. Chip Zdarsky's all right sometimes.
Yep, Chip Zdarsky. His Daredevil run's pretty good.
They're hyping that Jeb, whatever his name is. I don't even remember his name. He's on
Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush.
I think he's on. Is he on Marauders?
Jeb with an exclamation point.
I don't remember, but
I
they're starting to
I
hype
was,
him.
see, Marauders, I was actually enjoying as well for the first few issues because I'm biased and they brought back my fucking Aussie Pyro, and he was just so ecstatic to be fucking alive. Like every issue when he was in it, it felt like a fucking party, and I loved reading it because he's like, "Yeah, man, what's up, guys? I'm alive again."
So we'll get into this, but the nice thing about Marauders is at least for a while a character actually dies and like they're like, oh no, we can't bring them back. We haven't gotten into
because of Shadowcat. And I remember hearing a lot of rumors on the internet wondering like why the reason she couldn't go through the walls and could get bring back. And I remember someone going, well, it's because she's Jewish. And I'm like, holy fuck. I wonder if that's true.
If only they had the writer for this series, Young Barbarians.
I actually read this book. It was good.
Is that true? Is it free on Kindle?
It's free if you have Kindle Unlimited, yes, sir.
Okay, there you go.
It's only $3.99 if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, but you want to read it digitally. When their parents are abducted by a wicked necromancer. Oh, I was going to read it, but no, I guess I wasn't. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Well, no, I can't read it. I can't see it. I'm looking at the other screen.
Go ahead.
When their parents are abducted by a wicked necromancer and his scaly-skinned servants, 12-year-old Nix and his friends must leave the safety of their forested village on a journey across their enchanted continent to free their families from an evil witch queen committed to raising a demon lord from his fiery abode. This fun-filled fantasy adventure story is stuffed full of sorcerers, sword fights, goblins, trolls, wolf people, magical potions, and a whole lot more. Suitable for kids between the ages of 8 and 80.
What about 81-year-olds?
They're too old to read. Push them in a fucking volcano. Get them out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, they had their time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to move on.
I heard
other than me, other than me, right?
I heard Hellions was pretty good though. Also,
geriatric.
Is that maybe that's the one I was thinking of?
Oh, that's the one with the villains, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. JDA, is Cosmic Warrior still available?
It is. I actually got the proof copy in right here, everybody. And here it is, The Cosmic Warrior, my graphic novel. Still on Indiegogo right now. This is the for the cover. I got the artist from Downcast, which is Sweetcast's book, and I love that book so much. I just, of course, wanted to keep it within the Comicsgate family, and so we got this. It is on Indiegogo for a couple more days. I will be putting in the orders and cutting that off very shortly. I just want to show you real quick.
It looks like
I looked this over. This is a proof copy. It's a copy you get to make sure that everything's good with the printer. And look, here's page 1. It reads in order, and all the pages
really nice.
are in order. I checked it.
Wait a minute. You actually read your proof? Why would you do that?
It took me like 5 minutes to make sure that all the pages were in order and that it all looked okay with the print, and it was okay. So I know that there's some people who have trouble with that around here who printed all their pages backwards and in the wrong order and things like that. But I will guarantee, I don't know. I will guarantee that these pages will be in order for you. So there you go.
You're a fucking shit.
You're nice.
That's the award-winning Cosmic Warrior, correct?
It is. I'm pretty happy about that. So this fanzine group that's been running a zine for like, I guess, 30 years contacted me. And they're like, yeah, we read your book and we voted and gave you an award. I'm like, oh, sweet. Cool.
Wow.
I like that.
You got an award, John.
I know.
The lefties are going to lose their fucking minds.
Science fiction. This is very much like a, John Carter of Mars, Princess of Mars, Edgar Rice Burroughs sort of old school style Sword and Planet science fiction with a superhero bent to it. And so I was going with that. This will be a part of my superhero universe. It does overlap with Flying Sparks. It does not actually cross over, so you don't need to know anything ahead of time. But eventually I'd like to do a team book or something like that. So if you guys like it, check it out. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's I've got action right away. I don't do any of the I don't have 3 issues of world building that you sit there and just look at your belly button and just wonder, is there a meaning to life? There's none of that. The guy just goes and kicks the shit out of monsters. So that's what I do. That's what I'm into.
I'm writing a book called John De La Rose of Earth, where John De La Rose kicks the shit out of internet trolls.
I love it. I do it every day. That's right. I'm the Brer Rabbit.
James Hayes says that cover still screams
John De La Rose is the tar baby
it
of
does.
Comicsgate.
We were going for that.
The leading Hispanic tar baby of Comicsgate, John De La Rose.
No, he fights the tar babies.
Oh,
I fight the tar babies. Yeah.
Yes. And then he gets all sticky.
Testifies the tar baby, for sure.
All right, well, right. You got to answer my question for Queenie before I get Jet here.
Here we go. Back to the drama.
What's up with that? She's really upset. She said
she's on her period.
You thought she was recording her. What gave you that impression?
I wasn't being literal. I said could be, but I just I've got opinions about Queenie, and I wanted to say something in the Discord, personal, and she'd been hanging out in there and not talking for days, and I'm like,
oh, she just leaves it on and doesn't a lot of the time. She's sometimes she falls asleep and just is in Discord.
It went from talking a whole lot. It went from talking a whole lot and having a lot of activities in there to silence, and I'm like, what's up with this?
She does do that. So
I wanted to say something. Usually when people are in there silent, it's not a big deal to move them into the other room, because they're just taking up dead space. Everybody else gets moved, and
I've never gotten moved.
Well, I mean, usually it happens to people who fall asleep and leave their Discord connected.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But my thing is, I just didn't want to say anything.
One time, Rising, I listened to this dude bang his girlfriend because he forgot to leave the hangout.
So you have no ill will towards Queenie. That was not a.
I'm not a big fan.
What?
I'll be honest. Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
And that's the reason why I was trying to be convincing and say, well, could be recording, but not saying I know for a fact or is or whatever. Just saying.
Who do you like better? Do you like Queenie better, or do you like Victoria Secundred better?
I like Queenie better, definitely.
That's
Yeah,
that's better taste.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty easy choice
Yes.
for me. But yeah, Queenie, I just got like bad vibes about, and I just didn't want to say something personal in front of her. It's not that I thought she would literally record
Bad
it.
vibes. What the
Bad
fuck?
vibes. Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
I didn't want to say something.
Interesting choice of words there.
I didn't want to say something personal, and I didn't want it getting out to other people's,
So now we're going to air it
earshot.
live on a stream instead.
Yeah, they're going to talk about it tomorrow during the lunch stream.
Well, I mean, all of
Yes.
my DMs are getting shared, so like I
That's
gotta
true.
at least address that.
I
My
haven't
DMs
put out your DMs yet.
Well, my DMs
Yet.
getting shared is a red line for me. You share
Okay.
my DMs, I'm done with you, basically.
I would
Okay.
suggest rather than sharing Well-Red's DMs, you just put them in the trash.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, just forward all my DMs.
What
to
did
the
well-read
trash.
users say to me today? Here I'm going to read my DMs with well-read. You're going to deal with it. Hey, John,
I'll give you permission.
No,
so
I
that
don't want your
we're
permission.
On the up and up about.
I don't want it.
Doesn't
We'll
want
be
I don't
doing the
want your
review at
consent.
10:30 Eastern today. Just a heads up on the schedule. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yo, I think I can make that. Cool.
What?
Hey, John, here's tonight's StreamYard link. And here's the YouTube link. Cool. Wait, so 6 issues yet? I need to read 2 more then. LOL. No, just 3 issues.
What?
House of X1 and 2 and Power of X1. Okay, my hardcover does not split these very well, but I think I have read all that. It ends with Moira reincarnation introduction. Oh, I'm past that then. Crypto will be appearing as Wolverine.
What the
LOL. Shoot, that was the big reveal. I should have.
See,
Oh,
that's
man.
what happens when you share DMs. You'd never know.
Oh, that's
you're
what
gonna-
happens. Now he's going to
Yeah.
be mad at me
You
forever.
never know who
and-
you're gonna tick off.
Shit.
Those are
That's
the
why you
most
don't share
spicy
DMs.
DMs I've ever fucking heard.
I have very exciting DMs, as you can tell. so.
Simple Jack wants to know, is Vibe the same as Assume?
Well, vibe is what Preston puts in his butt.
Yeah,
Crypto
no vibes.
doxed. Yeah.
Vibes is there's things that happened that gave me an impression, and I'm not gonna disclose those because they happened in a Discord, and I'm not about like giving out personal backroom discussions.
Do you want to
like
go
other
on the
people
lunch
do.
stream tomorrow and confront her on John Del
You
Rosa's
can't.
lunch
We will
stream?
do that on my channel. It'll be
Do
great.
that on his stream, guy.
Yes.
No, I mean we're out of the Discord. We're not.
John's
sharing it
running
anymore.
out of drama to talk about with Liam. He needs to kind of like.
It's going to
like,
be well
turn
read
somebody
versus
new.
Queenie on the JDA show. Blood
Yeah.
sports tomorrow, everybody.
Sports.
No.
We're doing it. And if you
I'm-
don't come, we're just going to mock you the entire time. So
If you
better
don't
do it.
Okay,
come, John
well, that-
will milk your prostate.
Yes.
Live in
That
front of
happens.
everyone.
That happens anyway. But yeah, I don't share Discord with her any longer, so I don't really care.
Ugh.
I've moved on.
He's moved on.
Yeah.
No,
Women hate when you do that.
they do.
Is well read a water sign?
So does Testify, but he's,
It's
he's
the
a
vibes.
woman.
I was on Dark Gift earlier, and he was feeling some vibes. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
I mean, he was high as fuck.
Oh, good.
What's
Yeah.
what's wrong with vibes? I don't get it.
It's,
Is that
it's
like
just
a
a hippie.
boomer?
It's a hippie
it's,
kind of word.
it's a very, very feminine word to say.
Is it?
Is it?
No,
I
it's
don't
no,
think
not
so.
really.
No, I feel like it
hippie.
is. It's like I'm not like. Well, see, no, actually, no. It's more like a hippie word to say. It's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I'm not
Should
really
I say-
digging your vibes you're putting off on me right now, man.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
It's like,
bad juju.
motherfucker, if you don't like my vibes, you're not gonna like it when you've got a steel coat work boot
Yeah.
in your fucking
Yeah.
jaw.
Should I have said bad juju?
Fuck, that was barely English.
Bad juju.
Fuck you.
Ah.
I'm a high
James
school
Vibe sounds
Hayes.
very new age.
That's
No,
my
you're not. You're a
bitch.
graduate of Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters.
James Hayes has it. Yes, it sounds very new age. That's right.
It might
It
be a
does.
generational thing. I mean, it wasn't a big deal.
John De La Rose listens to John
Before.
Tesh. Remember that, everyone.
No, I listen to like
He's the
My
only
Chemical
motherfucker
Romance
that's
and
ever
shit.
tried to sync up John Tesh's saxophone with Yanni's pianos.
yeah.
And then he just watches tennis, fucking beats off. That's it. It's a day. That's a day for John.
Well
Thanks.
read has secret powers.
Welcome.
He can sense your aura.
He can. He's amazing.
Yeah.
One time he did try to smell my aura. That's true.
It's very fragrant.
Well, that was
Well,
fun.
yeah.
I do have to like jet though, so isn't that weird? I stayed for the review and didn't stay very long for the drama.
Are you going to some sort of like dinner function with Martina Navratilova? Where are you
No,
going?
I gotta get the kids to bed. So
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. was great having you, John. So
He's
thanks,
got
it was
an
fun.
actual life outside of comics.
No way.
No, he doesn't. He does a
I'm
fucking
gonna-
lunch stream. Are you kidding?
I know.
Before you leave, could you insult Well Read for the road?
No, I kind of like Well Read.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'll
Somebody's
get a
gotta
big
defend-
head now.
Somebody's got to defend Well Read because
If you ever
Who
try
else
to
will?
really like come at
Somebody.
Well Read, I'm gonna come at you, John. Just remember that.
so
I'm gonna.
I do got a White Knight for Queenie though, so I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted right now. So
I mean, I'm not going to be like malicious. I don't have a beef with Queenie. I'm just not a fan. That's all.
You think she has STDs, huh?
I mean, I'm allowed to not.
Oh Jesus!
terrible.
I'm not allowed to not like people on the internet. I think that's
Correct. You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
Oh, I see.
You're not allowed to not like people.
Okay.
Shit, I
Not
fucking
allowed to.
dislike a lot of people on the internet.
You love everybody, right? You're a lover,
That's
right?
why you're only allowed on 2 streams, Razzie.
Yeah.
What? I can go whatever fucking stream I ask for a link for, motherfucker.
You're like chaotic good to testifies chaotic evil.
I say chaotic neutral at best.
Yeah. They're both
But
chaotic.
that's
neutral.
okay. That's true. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, that was fun. Thanks, guys. See you.
See ya.
Rock on, John.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Later, John.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. I have
Thank God
topics.
he's gone.
If
Oh, good.
yeah, people are interested.
No, I don't think so.
Are they terrible or
I mean, they're okay-ish. I mean, the Eternals movie.
are they as boring and monotone as your
No.
voice?
Next.
You don't want to talk about
Testify
how
just showed up next.
No.
the Eternals
next.
movie is actually making money.
Next topic.
Next topic.
You guys are gonna kill
The
me.
Eternals is making money in where China?
We
No,
just-
Where they're
Not
only
in
allowed to
just-
see like 3 American
just-
films a year? Get rid of
well, this is all the countries it made money in, and it's making 161 million over the weekend. So
and that's probably all it's going to make.
yeah, word of mouth is pretty bland.
It looks terrible. It looks so stale and unoriginal. It shouldn't even have a name. It should just be called Marvel Movie.
Yeah, there's not a
What
single.
the fuck is HK? What's HK?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making a
What's this
Rogue
Rogue
Squadron.
Squadron thing?
Well, Patty Jenkins was going to make it. She's the director of Wonder Woman, and it's been put on indefinite hold. So
Girl power.
I thought they already. Oh no, that was Rogue One. Oh shit! They're gonna have a fucking chick make Rogue Squadron. Oh holy shit!
Yeah.
Fuck you, Disney! Now my goddamn YouTube stream's gonna be flooded with fucking Star Wars shit again. Fuck! Fuck!
apparently, all I need is a Red Bull, and I'd be great.
We changed this to Risey Squadron.
That would be cool. Should have a Rising Squadron.
I would like if you could somehow
It'd just be a
get the,
bunch of drunks fucking flying around in X-wings, fucking crashing into shit.
I do think
more
a
entertaining.
Finatra cut of you commenting over Rogue Squadron might be very good.
Very good.
Play that clip, Will Red. We haven't seen that clip in a while.
Oh, it has been a while. Yeah, especially
clip?
since we've got Risey back. It's
Look, you think you can fucking show up and pull this shit? Nah, fuck off. Boom. Boom.
there you
Should've
go,
known
Risey.
that.
You're the only one to have an intro on this channel, so. Well,
I
except for
appreciate it. My phone's overheating, so I don't know until how long I'm gonna get kicked.
Liam
But
has an intro.
I'll jump back on in probably like 10-15 minutes if you guys are still going.
Cool.
Hey, Risey, before you leave, remember that Scott sucks dick. Bye. Kick him. Kick him.
Oh, he left.
Pre-kick.
Yeah, Liam has an intro too, but he's never going to show up for me to play it, so I might as well
Who?
just play it anyway. Liam?
Why
No,
don't you
look-
wait? Maybe Liam will show up eventually.
If you're gonna play something about Liam, you should play the fight.
You should save. You should save it until the moment of glory.
He's never going to come.
It'll be
and,
worth it.
I don't have a Liam fight, so here's Liam's intro.
I'm retarded?
I disavow that intro.
It's just another classic moment from Keanu Reeves' Berserker. I mean, Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, that was a good book by Keanu Reeves.
Maybe Human likes it, so that's good.
Risey liked it, so that's something. It'll come
Yeah.
up and stream. Yeah, there it is.
Cool. Well, in the other Star Wars news I have is they're filming already Mandalorian Season 3 without Gina Carano, but apparently she's going to be in Season 4.
Who cares?
Wow.
Why did that
Finally.
refresh?
Maybe they've started to learn that we're just going to fucking kill them soon if they don't get their shit together.
I mean, who's going to be a sap, though, to watch Season 3 before Season 4 comes out with her in it, unless they actually announce it. Officially announce it.
They would have to set it up, though, right? So it's not like they would just...
Yeah, but they could just let reporters on set while she's on filming it, then people obviously would know.
A-Team is saying, how about tomorrow I can do a live show? Oh, he's talking to Game in Theory. That was referring to us.
Crypto Comics just did a review of the A-Team issue number 1 from 1984, I believe, Marvel Comics. Just on Friday, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
They actually had a comic.
Yeah, they did.
Mr. T.
Mr. T is the headliner, big time. You can check it out, youtube.com/crypto comics.
I also have a video here of what it looks like for a modern man when he abuses his woman. So that could be interesting.
Here we go.
You're violent. You're violent. Let go of my hand. You're so violent. My hand.
That's kind of like you, Well Read.
Let go. Let go of my hand, please.
So I punch somebody and then cry afterwards.
I'm so confused as to what I'm seeing. God, Scott. Is that Scott? It sounds like Scott.
It's probably Scott.
Oh, Gene fucked me. Ooh, you poor baby.
Cry all you fucking want to. My lip is busted. I'm bleeding.
Well, there you go.
Oh, so
Right,
he
that
deserved
was
it. I thought she was just
awkward.
beating him up, but if he busted her lip, yeah, he deserved that.
He busted her lip and then she beat him up and he cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Todd.
And Todd McFarlane is launching a TV production unit.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll not make a Spawn movie this decade.
Well, they
were really
succeeded the
successful
previous
at not
decades.
making one last decade.
Yep.
Apparently, he was going to have a black director and a black writer.
How
hired.
forward thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
how
so
about
brave.
a black actor?
Todd's so
at least?
brave for that.
Well, they had Jamie Foxx on deck.
Oh,
for a long
wow.
time.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
talk about giving a young, impoverished black man an opportunity.
Why don't you get, what's his name, the Finn actor?
Why don't they get Michael Jai White back if they're going to go for an older actor?
He is kind of too old, isn't he? That movie was a long
I don't know.
time
Isn't
ago.
Jamie Foxx too old? He's like
Yes.
60.
I don't know if he's that old, but he's too old.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
Do you even pay for Jamie Foxx movies? Have you ever paid for a Jamie Foxx movie that wasn't Ray?
I haven't liked
No.
anything he's done since In Living Color.
Well, he was an
Yeah, I
amazing
agree. He wasn't even
Spider-Man
good on In
2.
Living Color, to be
That was
honest.
horrible.
He looked great in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but man, did he suck.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is the most overrated black actor in Hollywood.
What
if
about
not
Will
just
Smith?
the most overrated actor. Will Smith's made a lot more good movies.
Well, what about current day Will Smith?
Current day Will Smith is he's like a black Scott. Cucked.
Yes.
Big time.
Yeah, every time you see a video of Will Smith, it looks like he's always crying because his life is in shambles.
He has lots of money. It's not that bad.
Whoa, look at
No.
that boombox that Wookiee's carrying. Cool.
Look at the kids around him. I'm sure glad he's not ripping their arms out of their sockets.
What is Galactic Star Cruiser? Is that an opportunity for children to go into space with Jeff Bezos?
So this is a very expensive new hotel they built on the Disney grounds.
World
Basically,
or land?
It's a hotel.
In Disney World or Disneyland?
Oh, I think it's in World.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, you basically spend a couple of days in this hotel. It's like a fake cruise through space. And all your activities are just restricted to the hotel. So you go like on treasure hunts and things like that. And yeah, people are paying thousands of dollars for this experience. And despite the
Nice.
high price, it's already been sold out.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Is it a hard question?
Might be for well read.
Oh, it's for Will. Oh, who gives a shit?
I'm afraid.
Why are we talking about this?
It's Star Wars, and it's people still
So no
spending.
reason. Okay.
Yeah, still spending tons of money on Star Wars. So, which I guess matters to some people. Especially
Apparently
considering-
to you.
Well, they're still making movies, even if they put them on hiatus, and they're trying to make TV series. So
Trying, yes.
some people still care about Star Wars.
Not
Anyway.
me. Boring.
There's also toys with big bulging crotches.
Ooh. Wow, is it me?
So this is the Phantom, and he's very well endowed.
The
Ooh, he is
stripes
the-
help make it look bigger.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Yeah.
I like this Phantom action figure.
So it's been
He
getting
likes
a
to
lot
wear
of
his underwear on the outside. It's fun.
promotion by Hero Geek. Seems to like the
Sold out in
bulgy toys.
Australia by now, I'm sure.
You're not a fan of this though, this cactus here?
Cactus.
Reminds you of anything frightening and
It reminds me of Oz.
oh, it does, yeah. It does remind me of Oz. You could handle this cactus, couldn't you, Wolverine?
I would. Yeah, my healing factor would kick in. I just
Yeah.
keep pushing.
There you go. You're not one to back down from a cactus.
No, you know what I like to do? Like I like to shunk my claws into a broad, right, and just hold her down so she can't climb away, and just fucking drill her like I'm Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. Boom, deep, balls deep, claws deep.
Don't you have 2 dicks now? Isn't that part of your lore?
I mean, in the multiverse, I have 1,000 dicks.
Ah,
You bookmarked some weird ass shit, well read.
To be honest, I'm not a big guy. I'm a shower, not a. I'm a grower, not a shower.
right. We also have some comics here. Right wing versus left wing. Are we interested to explore left wing comics and right wing comics? That's a
They both
resounding
look
yes.
like it. Yes. What about we don't?
Oh, okay. You're just poo-pooing all of my content.
We'll have good content.
I'm trying. How about this? Does this reflect any of you?
Yeah, that reminds me of you.
How does this show always devolve into just ragging on me?
Because
Like
there's
the
no
baseline
other
content
Keep
for
entertainment.
the
sharing the
episode.
most boring things.
Exactly.
It's reflective of your personality.
I'll have you know they shared that Mandalorian topic on the CG King stream tonight. So
I don't
Well,
know- I
now
don't
we
know what
know
that
it's
is.
boring then.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Who are the kings?
it's all the bald men, like
Well-
Martian Manhunter. See, he's a king.
What? He's in Martian Manhunter's in Comicsgate?
Yeah,
He has a
yeah.
nice little bulge there,
Cool.
too.
Yeah, it's toys with
Whoa,
bulges.
why did they give him the crazy Klingon head?
Yeah, I thought his head was usually flat.
Yeah,
Very smooth. Yeah.
Yeah. He's very much a cue ball. You know I'm not gay?
I agree with
'Cause I'm
gaming
not in
theory.
DC Comics.
That art style was very soy for the right-wing comics.
That's Stone
Well,
Toss.
we didn't get to read
Stone
it.
Toss.
Yeah. We didn't get to read it, so we'll never know. Unfortunately. Here's more bulges from Phantom.
I see you really like bookmarking those bulgers.
You really do, yeah. Oh, there's more.
So yeah, you can admire it from a different angle.
Okay. Do you want to admire it from a different angle?
I wish they had one from beneath, but you know,
I bet you
couldn't
do.
find.
You like getting teabagged. Huh?
Well, how about this one? The new branding for BLM. That's a good
Maybe this would
direction.
be good. BLM. Bang local MILFs. Nice.
Yeah.
Craftsman. They get around.
I think that would work for them. Well, how about this? This man is 61 on the left and 66 on the right. So it's never too late.
Okay, yeah. I'm fucking show a picture of me when I was 66.
I thought that was your
I'm more
avatar.
buff than that guy. Thanks for sharing this, Well Read. I'm really glad you showed this to me.
Thank
This
you.
really inspires me to work out and stay in shape as I get older.
Thank me for my service. I also have the new Morbius trailer here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna suck. Even if the trailer looks good, I just think everything they're gonna do sucks now. And Jared Leto sucks. Let's face it, he's super sucky.
He is super sucky and extremely soy.
He could have been really cool. He could have been a cool guy, but he's
Help
not.
us. Well-Red's becoming extra boring.
I can't believe you just said fucking Jared Leto's super sucky when he's playing a fucking vampire. Jesus Christ.
Get it? Because he's a vampire. He's sucky. Get it? Because he sucks blood and dick.
Yeah, it's such a.
Kind of like.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Jared Leto's got a harem of women now. I
Yeah,
heard
but he
he's got,
likes to
like,
go
a-
in his tent at night and suck 20 cocks. Trust me, I've been there. I'm fucking 3 seconds from Mars right now.
15 of those cocks were yours.
That's right. The multiverse showed up. Dicked him down. Like he was a redhead.
Why did
That's a
you
pretty-
bookmark that thing below that? Why? Well-Read.
The thing
Eye
below
contact,
this.
twirls
Is
her
that
hair.
is that how all the women have treated you in your life?
Oh, this is how you know a
Oh,
woman
look, it's
truly
Rob
loves you.
Zombie.
See, this is a sign that she really likes you.
I like the last step.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not Taylor Swift?
You know, it's funny. That's actually kind of all true.
Yeah.
See? Risey likes my content. It's not that bad.
Risey loves it. Risey wants to fuck it. He wants to fuck your content.
I don't know if I want to go that far.
You do. After a few drinks.
But this is very true.
It'd have to be a lot of fucking drinks, my friend.
Oh, God, this stream's going to put me to sleep.
You put me to sleep with your fucking gay ass Wolverine voice, motherfucker.
My Wolverine voice is 100% heterosexual, just like me.
Uh-huh. You haven't, I don't think you've said bub once on this stream.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what the
Wolverine.
hell?
Shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
What a
wasn't cliche
fail.
enough for you. Well,
What
I can
a
assure
fail.
you, Risey Lee, that I get my kicks on Root Snickety Snicked.
Well, that was mildly good. I mean, it was better than
Yeah.
a George joke, but
Yeah, kind of witty. I mean, that's a pretty cool Jared Leto.
It's a pretty cool
vampire.
Rob Zombie cover.
It does look like a Rob Zombie album. Oh, and I love Rob Zombie. Well, I used to. I don't know what his shit sounds like now.
I mean, I might see a movie with this face in it. I don't know why he needs facial hair, though. That seems really weird. He's got a beard.
I don't know.
I assume
Why?
because
I
when he
need to see
doesn't
this.
transform, he has a beard. I don't know.
Haven't there been enough movies about vampires?
No.
Other than like
This
a
is about
movie where
Morbius.
Wolverine's
He's
a
not
vampire.
typically your atypical vampire either, as far as
No,
I
he's
know.
a
about
boring
Morbius.
vampire that never really sold a lot of comics. So
Dude, I
Reminds-
just don't know why you wouldn't do a fucking Morbius movie without fucking Blade in it
They're gonna
because
surprise you by having Blade in
I
it.
liked when I was watching Spider-Man the animated series growing up. I loved the trio of Black Cat, Morbius, and fucking Blade. I'd love to see a fucking sort of
Blade's gonna show up at the
buddy
end.
Slayer
in the
film
stinger.
of vampires with those guys.
They're gonna do the Rise of the Midnight Suns.
I mean, his
That would
movies
be
were
dope
pretty
if
good.
they ever did.
The
'Cause
Rob
Blade is
Zombie Halloween series. Did you ever watch any of those?
Yeah, I watched both of
terrible.
them.
Terrible. The
I didn't
first half
mind-
of the first one was good when he was a little kid, but after that it got boring.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind them. The second one, the whole, you know, it's weird. I can watch people getting torn apart, but watching them getting sewed back together, it's like it makes my stomach fucking turn for some weird reason. And I never understood why my mother used to watch like all those hospital emergency shows because I'm like, no. I can watch someone get like their head cut off, their face cut off, peel the skin away, rip someone's fingernails off. Won't feel a goddamn thing. But the moment you're fucking putting them back together, I'm like, oh no, stop, just leave me dead.
Can I just get some White Zombie here? I am the Astro Creep, a demolition style hell American freak, yeah. There you go. Now you can change the picture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it keeps refreshing. Why does it do this?
Did you?
I mean, some of these scenes are pretty cool. I don't know.
I don't even know what I'm looking at there.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna relaunch Blade.
I'll
They're gonna
probably
use this to
watch
relaunch
this. I'm not
Blade.
going to go to the cinemas to see it though.
Yeah, I'm never going to the cinemas again. They don't make good movies in America anymore.
Some of it doesn't make any sense, like stuff like this.
You need a doctor?
See, I don't need to
He's
see.
crippled. He's crippled. That's what it's
Well,
about.
what I'm assuming is how he gets the virus and becomes a vampire. Is he's probably dying from some sort of illness or some shit,
Yeah, he injects himself.
and then gets infected by a vampire-like virus.
This is just like the lizard in
Some
Amazing
shit.
Spider-Man.
This is just my assumption. It's one of the reasons I don't watch trailers because it doesn't take a lot to put the fucking whole movie
The
together.
original Morbius essentially was just the exact same backstory as the lizard. Like it was.
Yeah, I
issue
just
100 or
don't
something.
remember how he got the virus.
He
AIDS.
just had it.
He
Yeah,
got
it was like
AIDS
genetic or something.
in a bathhouse.
Villeneuve says I'm right. Risey is right. He takes the serum to cure himself. So there we go.
That is the lizard.
Great. So we've seen the movie. We don't have to pay attention to this anymore. Next. Let me get testified next.
Stan Lee could be a hack sometimes too. So
Really, is he a?
Yeah, but like,
You're
look,
an-
at
yeah,
the
hold on,
end
you're
of the day, like
anti-Semitic.
Stan Lee
How dare
was
you.
just writing these books. Like he said on multiple interviews, like he really loves a lot of his characters. However, like he was writing them for children, not people in like their mid-30s, late 50s. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah, I think Morbius might have been someone else's idea. I can't remember.
That was way after.
Yeah,
the
I
Stan
don't
Lee
think
run.
it was Stan Lee.
Yeah,
but-
that's true.
Fact is a lot of people went off of Stan Lee and Jack
Yeah.
Kirby's ideas when
I
they
assume
created
there
a
was
lot
some
of the characters.
vampire craze going on at the time, so that's why. I remember
Well, 'cause
reading like the
Back
letter
then,
pages.
vampires were cool. Like it's just we went through the whole 2000s and late 90s with the vampire craze. Now they're they're mediocre. You know, they don't matter anymore. When they used to be like super cool. You know, it's kind of like where zombies are going because they were cool for a long time because we didn't really have much of it. But now we've got so much zombie crap. No one really gives a flying fuck about zombies anymore.
Well, I mean, technically, there's the vampire craze before the zombie craze. That the sparkly vampires and young blood.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like vampires were first. Like
Yeah.
vampires are werewolves. Also, Vilda says Roy Thomas created him.
And
Yeah.
that was issue 100 or something, right? Of
That's
Amazing Spider-Man.
That's a really long run. Can't believe.
Yeah,
he got
No,
that
Stan-
many
man.
issues.
Stanley wrote a lot of stuff.
Runs.
Yeah, but just seeing Jared Leto, I don't know. That puts me off right away.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
him-
As much of a fucking freak and a weirdo he is, I don't really mind him.
Did you like his
You
Joker?
know, I didn't like his Joker. Which is funny enough because I'm wearing the fucking his Joker t-shirt right now. And there were parts I liked because he was the most creepy Joker. Like he was kind of like a sex fiend Joker. You know, it's like, do you want to be my friend? I'm like, ew, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, Harley Quinn was not bad.
Fuck Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn. No, fuck them both as both those roles, honestly. But Margaret Robbie, I mean, I was waiting for a long time for a live action Harley Quinn, and I got fucking Margaret Robbie and fucking Will Smith as Deadshot.
That was
Fuck that
garbage.
film. The only good thing that they got done right was they fucking nailed El Diablo and fucking Captain Boomerang. And that's the only reason I can stomach that film.
So apparently, according to Velnet, the Comic Code Authority didn't allow vampires until that point. So maybe it's just, oh, we can do vampires now. So they threw him in with Spider-Man.
There you go.
I think that was
See, I
also
didn't know about that. Thanks, Ned. I never knew about that.
That was the Sixth Arm Spider-Man was in that arc too, right? That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, so I don't know. I did know that they didn't want vampires and shit in when Comic Code was on because, like, it had the potential to show blood, and you weren't allowed to show blood for the longest time. That's why when they did kind of do blood in a few comics, I think it would be like black, you know, it wouldn't be like red, it would just be black. It would imply that it was blood.
I think we literally put Wolverine to sleep.
No, he doesn't go to sleep on streams. He's just being a cunt.
You don't like us talking about comics, Wolverine?
What? I'm here. Oh, shit.
Can you control it?
I don't know.
Half the city.
Jean, when she turns
I like that song. You might want to mute that, though. That might get you struck there, Lil Red.
Yeah.
Look, the Daily Bugle.
Oh, wow. Spoiler
you
alert.
go.
Oh, look, it's got like a little like communist symbol there.
Yeah, what is up with
Isn't
that?
that cute how
What
they
the
did that?
fuck? Holy shit, it does too!
It's the hammer and sickle. These
Yeah,
fucking
because the
commie
Bugle
pigs in
is
Disney.
usually just straight on in the comics. I don't know why they put it in that wreath. It looks very commie-like.
Yeah, they want it to look commie-like. It's a signal.
Bizarre. And the red.
Thank
think
you,
it is.
Bill Ned. That's
J. Jonah
probably where
Jameson
I
would
see it.
never, ever become a communist, and everyone knows it. That's disgusting to even insinuate. What's it say up at the top, though? Let's see what else it says there. Rhino on the loose. Look at that.
Oh, that
That's
must
the
have
one-
been
Wasn't
someone beat Donald Trump. Okay.
Right.
What's
Rhinos
the
are
one on-
taking
What
over.
do the other ones say?
Black
Tree
cat,
trunks and-
friend or foe.
Ooh, black cat. Look at that.
Holy shit,
Why
I didn't
not
even notice
both?
that. That's
You
some
see how
good
your
fucking...
boy, not Crypto, your boy, who am I? Logan. Your boy Logan.
Who am I doing now?
I noticed the commies because I'm fighting the culture war. Unlike everybody else. They're just talking about fighting it. I'm actually fighting it for real.
How is Black Cat a commie?
Well,
Black
she's
Cat's not a commie. No, I'm not saying that they're all commies, you freaking moron.
Well, is Black Cat a friend or foe of the comrades? That's what the newspaper is asking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, I guess, yeah.
Comrade or capitalist pig.
Yeah. Definitely
What's
capitalist
that other one
pig.
say, though? Some told in his own words. The truth with it. Wow, what the...
Well, now
Yeah.
look what you did, well read.
It keeps refreshing. It's
You could have looked at this on YouTube.
but then I couldn't use my fancy bookmarks that I worked so hard for.
Good
You
job.
were-
Yeah, but they obviously aren't working.
God, stop showing this. Move on.
Okay.
For the love of everything.
No, I want to see it. Let's go for the
Jared
rest
Leto
of
is the
it.
most
Fuck
boring
you. We're
fuck on
already
the planet.
we're almost finished. Shut the
Jared
fuck
Leto
up.
used to be in a
Just
band
go
called,
with the flow.
called the Frozen Embryos.
Okay, so the top left, it says, finding the truth within told in his own words. Okay.
We can't quite see what that one's about then.
Yeah,
Great. Okay.
we're done.
We're done. Move on. God. Make it end.
Mute it.
I can't take it.
Oh, Tyrese.
It's a guarantee that song will be
Murderer.
fucking.
Did you see that
copyright
Spider-Man? They
struck.
called Spider-Man a murderer.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Murderer.
That is way too nice to be graffiti.
Which is
You're
kind
right,
of
it
like
is.
interesting because are they playing on the MCU version of what he did to Mysterio?
Let's find out.
Or
Plus,
are
you
they
play.
going from the last Sony Spider-Man we got?
It's gonna be. They're gonna do the Venom verse just in case the MCU stuff doesn't work out. I think.
Push play.
So it's
Well, I'm pretty
probably
sure
a different universe where this would be a different Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Dr. Mike.
assuming. I just
No, this is the MCU Spider-Man.
no. This
That's
is the
the
Sony
Sony
universe because that's the guy that played the
universe.
fucking Vulture. Oh wait, no,
okay.
that is the MCU. No,
it's
sorry,
the same.
sorry, I'm
Same
wrong.
thing.
Michael Keaton. Yeah. Okay
Yeah.
then.
Great. Keep going. Hurry before it's.
They could have retroed this, like made it just be like in the Venom verse at first, and then
Yeah, that's why it's just in the background because they're not gonna really talk about it in the movie, but they can just put a CGI graffiti.
Bad guy.
That guy kind of looks like John Wick from that angle.
I know that does look just like that terrible, terrible facelift that Keanu had.
just as many nose jobs too.
Yeah, that's Michael Jackson's nose. Blah blah blah.
I
This
know.
is
I'll
pretty
watch
good at not
this.
revealing anything about the movie, so kudos to them for not giving away the plot.
Yeah, look, it's a guy in a hoodie. That's exciting.
Yeah, I remember them when this came out. It was called Blade 2. I really
Yeah,
liked it.
honestly, I'm kind of fucking disappointed though, because I'm thinking he's gonna wear this hoodie probably the majority through the fucking film, and there's not any red sides around the collar. You
Not
know,
yet.
that needs to be there.
Let's find out what happens at the last 30 seconds, please.
Oh, it's Batman.
I love Batman. I always said if I was in the DC universe, I'd have to be homosexual, but at least I'd be homosexual with Batman.
Oh, look, he stopped a knife when the guy's arm was
Hey,
already
it's Blade.
extended.
That's Blade. Don't you get it? It's a black guy holding a blade.
Oh,
Blade.
maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
wish that was
Yeah,
true,
that's
but
Blade,
yeah,
okay.
that definitely that ain't Blade.
That's him. You're racist.
Blade
You're
would
racist.
never. Blade wouldn't be caught dead with a haircut like that.
That's
Fuck off.
that's the new Scud, who's in Blade 2. Also, this is just Blade 2, remade. They're
That's-
stealing money in the background. Look, they're printing counterfeit money there.
Okay, we're
That was
done.
that was where George Floyd got the 20. Boom. See,
Ah,
that is it. That's where George Floyd got the 20. Fuck. How could they do this? I am
he's-
Venom.
Vilned's got a
I'm just
good
kidding.
point here in the
It's like
chat.
Michael Myers.
Says my guess is that Sony's Spidey will be Miles. That could be actually. You could be 100% right with that.
Well, Miles is the one that's interesting in Sony, so
I mean, they
let's
could
keep
introduce
going,
him.
please. It's almost over. For the love of everything, Batman.
I thought
coming
we
this
were over
January.
with it. That was
Batman
it.
versus a vampire. This
Oh, look, they
January.
need fan art to actually complete their movie. Look at that.
It's a global
Yeah,
fan
that's
art
pathetic.
contest. Hey, everyone in Comicsgate should fucking win that. That would really fucking piss off
Wasn't
everyone
there
in
some-
SJW Comics if a Comicsgate
Some
person won this.
campaign that they were gonna like just have a fan color it. I don't. What comic was that? I don't remember now.
Oh, fuck, fine, no, man.
God, thank God that's over.
Jeez.
22 more minutes and we can end this.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
22.
I'll still be watching that fucking movie. I'm not looking forward to it, but shit, man, I don't know the last time I fucking did look forward to a Marvel flick.
Endgame.
Yeah, that might have been it. And then, I was meant to go out and watch that, and I was watching I watched, and it wasn't even a fucking spoiler stream. It was meant to be just a bunch of artists. The movie had only been out for 3 days, and some fucking asshole goes, "Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna say who dies at the end, just in case someone on the off chance in the chat not seen it."
Everybody dies.
He ends
All the
it,
black
and I'm
people
like,
died.
"You fucking asshole!" I was literally just 3 hours away from going to watch that.
I did find a new girlfriend for Preston. Would you guys like to see her?
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's perfect. It's love at first sight, definitely, when they meet. So, she's got the right talent.
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, she's perfect for Preston.
You know what? Like, if they were gonna make a low budget X-Men movie, Preston would be really good as Scott Summers.
This could be his Jean.
So does Scott sit in the corner of that shared room that Jean has with you two and just watch?
Hey,
Is that
guess
what's going
what?
on there?
Let that happen. I'm
Guess
100%
what? Guess what?
heterosexual.
Guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. Just got my new package of my anime statues.
Why are you wearing a woman's dress?
It's not a fucking dress. It's a
Oh,
t-shirt.
it's fucking
I told you I was
Jared
wearing a
Leto.
Jared Leto
Look at
t-shirt.
you. You dressed up for the show. With
If
your
you dyed
stringy
your hair,
nasty
you
hair.
threw
Look at
this
your
on
nasty
because that was
stringy
the
hair.
closest one.
God, you look
Suck
like just a
my nigger
degenerate
dick, bitch.
bogan. A
Ah,
disgusting, degenerate bogan.
yeah, good.
Well, are you gonna open it on stream?
This is what Cyclops fans look like. I just want everyone to remember that. That's what Cyclops
Yeah.
fans look
Yeah,
like.
fuck you. No,
I'm
my
pretty
phone
sure
will
he-
probably overheat if I fuck it, because it's gonna overheat again in a minute anyway. So
I'm pretty
I
sure he
can't
said
get the camera.
ninja dick just now.
I don't think he did, but he's
No, he
racist,
did.
so I don't know
Well,
if it
no,
matters.
he's not racist.
I don't think he cared. Like, I mean, if you're trying to correct him.
No. You know what's racist? I think actually this guy's pretty racist, so I'll show you quickly. This is the most racist guy I've seen.
I know. Something.
Jesus Christ, is that a guy or a chick?
Okay. Is this gonna
So-
sound the woke fatty?
Yeah.
It's called at the woke fatty.
So I'm hearing a lot of stories about ICUs filling up in hospitals.
Oh my God!
Hospitals having to make decisions about who gets an ICU bed. That's terrifying enough. But the problem I have is that I've heard that they are maybe not able to give
Wow,
ICU
those
beds
things are
to people
really
having
folded.
a heart attack or a stroke. Okay. My dad has a heart condition. He has heart disease.
He's
had
had
no
a few
shit, I
children.
bet.
Yeah,
Really?
he's as fat as you. No wonder he's got a heart condition. Fuck off and
He is
die.
now vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine. He's going to
This-
get the booster as soon as it's available. You are telling me
He's got
my
his hair
dad's
done
lived in
too.
fear for 18 months of this
Been sitting in
virus, that
curlers.
If he gets it, he could die. Just to get the vaccine, hoping that it would be okay now.
Wow,
Now,
look
if-
at them
if he
droop.
has something wrong with his heart and he has to go to the hospital, he could be turned away because the hospital is dealing with unvaccinated people who are too selfish to get the vaccine. Are you fucking kidding me? How the fuck is this real?
Hmm. So there.
Well, was that
Um,
real?
His dad is Abdullah the Butcher. I can tell by his
I think he
titties.
should probably just fucking go on. I'd say hang himself, but he might bring down the entire house.
They took some of the Pfizer vaccine and they put it in the fire truck along with a lot of marshmallow, and then they pumped it up his fat ass.
God damn it, Gaming Theory! It wasn't a dress. Fuck.
Yeah, he does like to wear a dress, but only on Tuesdays when he goes shopping at Woolworths.
Suck a dick, Ninja.
I do also
Look, now
have
I've lost my.
I have an image to share about Facebook.
Oh, great!
This is just gonna keep going.
Oh, I can't wait.
So they were rebranding
Really
to
balls deep in
Meta.
Gene right now.
They were rebranding to Meta, and I don't think that went quite quite how they expected. So
Because
I think
everyone hates Mark Zuckerberg and thinks he's a little nerdy douchebag.
well, I mean, this might help a little bit. So they're going to do another attempt at rebranding. They went from going to Meta to Beta, and this is the new Mark Zuckerberg.
This. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. Fucking day in the life of Testify.
So this might work for them, I think. Yeah. They're going for their target audience.
Good effort, Well Read. Let's keep going here.
You tried.
You guys are horrible to me. This is good stuff.
I don't. Anyone in chat did you see anything that's good?
I chose this picture for a reason. I want you to look at the expression on my face right now.
You seem extremely fascinated.
Yeah, I'm very fascinated. That's a word for it, I guess.
And engaged. You want more, clearly.
I guess. Are people?
I'll show you guys one of the anime statues.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, good. Look at he put on pants and tucked his dress in, so we don't know he's wearing a fucking dress.
Yeah, you're so funny.
He has his avatar printed out and hung on his wall.
You're damn skippy, I do. I don't know why you don't. Oh wait, that's because you don't.
God, there's like not even room for a fucking girl to reject you in here.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's the guy from Jujutsu, the guy that summons like the wolves and demon creatures.
Yeah, that's
pretty dope.
That's way cooler than your friend Crypto's book that you still have.
How much product does he put in his hair every morning?
Sorry?
How much product does he put in his hair every morning?
Oh, the character? I never know what the fuck they do.
Jack Torrance says something interesting.
Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. I have some news. Man reportedly found shot in the head at reflecting pool on the mall near Lincoln Memorial in D.C. Yeah.
Wow. That's the Biden administration in a nutshell.
That was a story today. I did hear about
that one. Mm-hmm. I heard that the feds have gathered information on like 54 million American gun owners. So get ready, boys.
Who's that supposed to be?
Yeah, is he wearing like a Davy Crockett hat?
He's the main one from. Hold on. He's the main one from Jujutsu. I forget his fucking name because I'm usually like high as a fucking kite when I watch anime.
I don't know. He kind of looks like Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Don't you fucking shit on my boy like that. What's this fucking thing?
Was this really better than the Morbius trailer?
Yes.
Hmm.
Well, for one, we get to see Risey instead of Jared Leto.
Well, so. I mean, they're both like these skinny little douches with long hair and a beard, so...
I shave my fucking beard if you can't tell, you stupid cunt.
And nail polish.
You look like more of a crack addict?
Nail polish and piercings.
I mean, the dress is more interesting than the hoodie, too, so...
Oh, Jesus, I'm not putting this one together.
Jared Leto moo-moo.
Multiple pieces.
Actually, that's probably just a medium shirt, and Risey's just that skinny.
Yeah,
it's like a night shirt on a child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
you're
it's just
also
a min small.
Keep unpacking there, Risey.
You'll reach the bottom eventually.
The good news, Risey, is if Ethan tried to put that shirt on, it'd only go over one arm. So
this is like watching a Preston. This is like watching a Preston Poulter video in reverse. Risey's unpacking his shit.
I mean, Ethan would at least cover his titties, but his belly would definitely stick out with that shirt.
Oh shit, this one's a lot better fucking size than I thought it was going to be too, so that's a bonus.
Wow.
It's pretty big.
Like
that guy's
green, Risey. That's not fucking
at
God
all. Damn it!
You broke it. Oh, that's there goes $100.
No, it's why I only buy PVC stuff, because even if you were to break it, you can super glue it back.
No, it's broken.
You just
no
got to make
this
these box fuckers fit into their spot.
Yeah, get it, Risey.
Yes. There it is.
There you go.
There we go.
Shove that peg.
Good job.
That's
Peg
what
it
she
good.
said. I mean,
Wow.
Preston said.
Yeah. You're a bit of a nerd, aren't you?
I think weed
Okay,
is
there
the
we go.
appropriate
There we
word.
go. Boom. That's my ninja from Demon Slayer. There's a couple more in there. But we're not going to put them all together right now.
Those are
And,
the naked ones. He doesn't
thank
want us
you-
to see
thank
the
you
ones
for
of the
letting
naked
me
boys.
Share that, Will Red.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Suck a dick, Crypto.
Who? I don't know who that is. But I
Yeah, this
recommend
is
you
the-
buy his book, The Young Barbarians, available on Amazon right now.
This is the Ginger Slayer.
Well, that's what they used to do for the old movie stars.
No,
too,
game in
Game
theory, the camera lens is like slightly cracked. And that's
From
why like
smearing
it's
it
all
with lubricant.
fucked up. No,
Breathe-
it's not from
breathing
on
it too hard.
No.
It's anal nitrate. Don't worry about it.
The Jack has a question for you, Well Read.
Okay. Hey, off well read. Do you think the Ashley B diary real or fake?
It's real, and she talks about fucking Hunter in it, and that's why they want it back.
Yeah, I mean, why did they raid Project Veritas?
Because
I
they
mean, that
wanted
was-
everything other than that diary. Because
I mean,
communists have totally taken over the United States of America, and Republicans aren't going to do anything about it until after they steal the 2022 election.
And the Daily Bugle.
And the
Yeah.
Daily Bugle. They've taken over the Daily Bugle. They've taken over the Daily Planet. Taken over everything. Everything.
I don't know why they
In-
care about her
in
diary.
the
Though.
mouth.
I mean, you really think she was getting like top secret information in there?
Now she's getting top secret dick from her fucking her uncle.
What?
Jack Torrance says he likes where you're going with this, Logan.
It's
Yeah.
true. Everything I'm saying is fucking true.
Mm.
It's just everybody's scared to say it, you know?
The diary thing is crazy movie stuff. Yeah, it's a bit weird to have the feds involved in that, so I admit. But,
Those Bidens have been doing the incest thing for a long time, I bet. They strike me as the type.
that's the world we live in today, so not much you can do about it, but look for things to cheer you up a little bit. I have a secret Indiana Jones adventure that was never aired in theaters. People might actually enjoy this. So this is Indiana Jones and the Secret of the Pussy. So
No, no.
Oh, yeah, this is already been
Yes.
seen by
I
everybody
really
on the
like
internet.
this. I already know where this is going. I've seen all
There we
these
go.
clips.
yeah, you get that pussy. There you go. Oh, this looks funny.
Well, we're watching cat videos now on Well Read.
It can't get any worse.
Yeah, hit those thumbs up, everybody.
There we go.
Jeez. Okay, well, I guess this stream's over now, so it was a lot of fun until the last about 45 minutes. And then it went downhill really fast.
Yeah.
No, I mean the first 5 minutes were fun.
Hey, fuck you, Crypto. I've seen you do all your fucking unboxing
You
Ultraverse videos with me.
Are such an alcoholic, you don't even know who you're talking to.
The Ultraverse
Your friend
is
Crypto
really
is busy selling his incredibly successful and entertaining book, The Young Barbarians, available on Amazon. That's not me. I'm Wolverine.
the Ultraverse is really awful. Like, why would anybody?
Exactly.
Yeah. Into the Ultraverse, actually.
Thank you.
Coming.
Thank you,
You can
Will Red.
learn about it next year on Crypto Comics.
I preferred Impact Comics to the Ultraverse.
You prefer Impact Comics, or you
Dude,
like the Ray?
I fucking prefer Suicide over Ultraverse.
I highly recommend you check out Crypto Comics' video today if you're looking for a more mature title from the Ultraverse. I covered, Crypto covered Firearm.
Oh,
Issues 2 and 3 today. It was really good. Great comic. Firearm. Almost as good as Crypto's book, The Young Barbarians, which is available on Amazon.com in print or digital form. Conveniently priced as low as $3.99. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Please make sure you leave him a review because he's suffering. He's suffering so much after everything the war
write a
campaign did
review
to him.
for him.
Yes. It'll be verbose.
And no one will read it.
I really don't care. I mean, Crypto doesn't really care if people read it. He just wants people to give it a 5-star review so we can get more reviews than John De La Rose. And then
I
brag
didn't mean
about
the
it.
book. I mean Well-Red's review.
Yeah, anyone out there, if you order through Amazon, just review the book Young Barbarians and make sure you give it 5 stars. We're going to make Crypto better than John De La Rose.
Maybe we should review it here and have you back to help us with that.
You said, well, me or Crypto himself could come back possibly if you reach out to him. It's my understanding Risey Lee is his agent.
Risey can review.
I quit.
Risey can't read. He can review it.
He keeps doing stupid stories.
Well, there you go. Stupid stories. Back now.
You can put that quote on the back of the next book.
Risey's never backed anything by his friend Crypto. Just so we're clear.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I backed that shitty Megawolf book that
you did that back that Legends of the Lone Wolf.
I did back that shitty thing. I just never read it.
Well, that's okay. There's only one good story in it, anyways, and that was by your boy Crypto.
I think Lone Wolf is like a digital choose your own adventure story as well.
Yeah, Joe Dever, big influence on Crypto Comics when he wrote Young Barbarians. Joe Dever.
There you go.
I loved Lone Wolf growing up. I mean, Crypto Comics loved Lone Wolf when he was in middle school.
I think you can find Lone Wolf for free, people, if you look it up.
It is available digitally for free, but those books cost a freaking fortune.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the books. But
Joe
digitally.
Dever passed away tragically young, actually.
No, that's such a crying shame.
Oh, poor fucking Risey. You gotta mock a dead
I'm
man.
not the one that's dead. I'm still here to fucking brag about
it. You're dead inside.
No, I'm not dead on inside because I got my new anime statues today. So suck my ninja dick, bitch.
When you're alone, do you like take your anime statues and make them fight and hug and kiss and stuff?
Puts them in his beehole and does little dances.
No, because
I'm thinking of like Spaceballs.
No, I just stare at them.
You just
and then
smack
look
them
at
together
them and say, "It's awesome that I have these." Like that's why I used to collect HeroClix, because I'd walk into the room and I'd feel like I'm the Watcher, Utah from Marvel, whatever his fucking name is.
Utah. Yeah. His name is Utah. Provo. Provo, Utah. Full name. Provo, Utah.
Suck my ninja dick, bitch. Anyway.
So is he Mormon then?
I just like looking at these things because, I don't know, it's probably the same dopamine hit I get when a chick walks into a room and she's got a bunch of handbags or shoes, or a guy walks into like one of his little man caves and it's a bunch of like tools for gardening or working on a car or just working out in general on his little male fucking supposed body, which is probably going to
get hit and looking at his stupid bookmarks. Yeah.
It's just like, look, we like these things, and honestly, if you can't take enjoyment out of the things you like in life, I feel bad for you.
Right.
That was very deep, Risey.
Thank you.
It's not really deep. It's
kind
just
of changed
factual.
my perspective on Scott. No, it didn't. He's a faggot.
It doesn't matter. I mean, look, no one's going to ever change your perspective on X-Men because you've always been wrong. So it doesn't really matter. Logan, when the going gets tough, you steal Scott Summers' fucking either car or motorcycle and then fuck off to the woods to jerk off.
I'm
thinking
the most
about
popular
Jane.
X-Men.
Well, I'm fucking impregnating her.
I had the most successful singles run of any X-Men in history.
So, Risey, in terms of your figures giving you joy, would you mind explaining this for us, please?
What's this? Yeah, that was funny. That was not my cat, but I thought that was fucking hilarious. I was like, yeah, that would be hilarious. I don't know how they got that person to do that to their cat.
They
Also,
probably put, like,
that's it. I can't believe that. Like, I never thought about that, but that's actually a noodle stopper anime statue. If you know what a noodle stopper is, anyone here know what that is?
No.
No, well, noodle stoppers, you know, like instant noodles, you know, when it says like you pull up the bit of the fucking noodles and then it says put it back down till it's boiled, instead of like having to put a fork or a bowl or a plate over it, you put your little anime statue over the top of it. And because they rest perfectly on the top of most noodle cups, instant noodle cup.
So I'm not one to discourage anything that might bring you joy, but I do feel like this is the kind of joy that is not appropriate for a young man to be having, Risey.
Well, I'm not a young man. I'm 33 years old.
Okay, a middle-aged man.
Why?
Especially
why
a middle-aged
not?
man.
Like, all right. Let me put it this way: when you guys all get upset over comics and Star Wars and shit like that, doesn't that make you more worse than me? Because you're getting upset about a thing that was created for basically children, and yet if I can be entertained and have some joy over something, not really sexually, I just find that funny as fuck.
People are still watching this.
How's that worse?
There's actually more people watching now than before. It might be this anime girl. It might be healthy.
I think it is the anime girl and the cat.
We're not talking about anything interesting at all, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, but this is disturbing. This is a toy getting fellatio from
This
a
is
cat.
not disturbing at all. That's the thing. It's a toy. So how is it disturbing?
It can't get fellatio if it's not a boy. It's getting analangus. Know your sexual terms.
Plus, it could be a female cat, and maybe it's like lesbian, interracial, like furry shit. Who knows?
I think they just call it pansexual now.
Don't say that word.
But it could get
Never mention pan again.
Oh, right. All right.
Well, you're Wolverine. Won't you just cut him with your claws?
No comment.
Well, the problem is that this poor cat might end up getting throat cancer like Michael Douglas. I mean, this is just not safe.
What, from a PVC licking its fucking asshole? I mean,
well, you don't know where that PVC has been.
We don't know.
I don't know exactly, but I don't know where that cat's been either.
Fudge.
Yeah, maybe that cat's licked a lot of like fucking oil stains. You know, one of my cats has still got a fucking oil stain from like 8 years ago on his fucking face because the little dickhead used to fucking lick the oil underneath cars. Cats are they're very smart creatures, but can do very retarded things.
Well, that's because they're cats.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least they're not dogs.
Well, these dogs are useful.
Did Joe Biden join the stream?
Joe Biden should have shit his pants.
Yeah, I was going to say, who fucking farted?
This stream is what you would find in Joe Biden's pants.
You find you in fucking Joe Biden's pants.
Wow, that was an awesome
Sorry,
comeback.
shut the fuck up!
Why don't you have another fucking beer and open some more anime statues?
You know what? I already opened up all my anime statues.
I bet you did. I bet you did. Because you're so fucking hetero.
In and around.
Where's your Cyclops statue?
You're just fucking upset that I didn't fucking open up fucking Young Barbarians, you little fucking
You don't
ninja.
have Young Barbarians.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I spend my money on things that actually make
Debster
me
had it
fucking...
before you. Did you spend your money on stuff you don't have to read because you don't know how to read?
Yep.
Thank you. End the stream right there. Perfect time.
All right. I guess we got to wrap it up. So
it's not a bad idea, Will Red, to have wrapped it up an hour earlier.
Yes.
I don't know. I think the unboxing thing was the best part of your whole fucking stream.
It probably was.
Yes, probably.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I agree.
Have you seen these streams?
They're pretty awful.
Yeah, you must be doing something right because everybody talks about you. Never good, but they talk.
Oh
about
wait,
you.
now Twitless is here. It's definitely time to kill the stream.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just in time.
Yeah.
It's probably like sitting in the chat for like 10 minutes or something. Yeah, now's the time to say that.
Listen, guys.
I love Twitless.
I gotta go deal with Jubilee. You know, if you know what I mean. Jubilee and Shadowcat.
Where you going? You don't have to do shit.
No, Shadowcat is gonna do this phase thing with us. It's gonna be freaky, man.
Why do you want people to kill you, Twitless?
I think he's referring to the stream.
No, I think he's referring to himself.
He's just accepted it. He's embraced the death wishes directed at him. All right. I guess I will kill it. So maybe Sunday.
You killed it an hour ago, bud.
Yeah. We'll end it here. Maybe Sunday we'll do another review. And I'll see all of you very soon. Jack Torrance says, I'm glad you're doing well read. Yes. That's a
like him. We couldn't have a similar look, him and I.
Kind of, yeah.
You have a better hairline, though.
We have similar. I mean, it's similar though. Like,
yeah.
If he put his up, he would have made a great Wolverine. He's the right height and everything.
Yeah, in his younger days, especially.
Yeah, actually, I think that would not be a good idea to deep fake. They should deep fake Jack Nicholson as Wolverine.
Yeah. I think Jack's got a little dementia though, because he hasn't been doing any roles anymore. Having trouble remembering his lines.
Well, he's pretty old now. I mean, he's over 80 now.
Yeah, over 80, and did a lot of drugs. So I'm sure it catches up to him. But
smokes a lot of cigarettes too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's 84 years old.
Wow. Oh well, he had his run.
Oh,
all right,
amazing
everybody.
Run. One of the best runs ever.
Yeah. Have a good night, and we'll see all of you very soon.
You have yourself a night that is beyond all nights, a night of 1,000 nights.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Fuck that means.
Good night, everybody.
You know what it means, Risey, you little shit.